are the old-time evangelists of our time. These are the marketplace evangelists before loudspeakers were invented. They delivered the pure word. Yes. And this is simply a praise, acknowledging the Lord's work in his life. There are many things men can do, but there are some things only God can do. And wisdom knows the difference. That means that as Pastor Wenkam always says, God will not do by miracle what you must do by common sense. There's so many things we need to do for ourselves. But there are some things we need to trust God for. And we need to know the difference. You need to apply yourself when it's your job. You need to use your mind when you have to. So many things we are allowed to slide because we're hoping God will do it when he's really looking to us to do them. But there are also some things only God can do. He's the only one who can bring a dead person back to life. The only one who can save your soul. Oh yes, men can do many things. They can put aeroplanes in the sky. They can go to space. They can drill down to the smallest cell to produce medicines. But God is the one who heals. This is what the bishop is telling us. So we will do by responsibility what he's asked us to do, and trust that he will, through his sovereignty, do the things that we can't. And that helps you to focus. There's some things you can't change. So that instead of losing sleep, just trust him and leave those things to him. But there's so many things in our control. Beautiful song. 6:30 Citi Breakfast Show. It's a very frigid, I want to use that word advisedly, because quite, of course, in Ghana, you can't really say it's cold, but compared to how temperatures are elsewhere. But it's a misty morning. Yeah, it's a misty morning. In parts of the south, very cloudy throughout the day. There will be rains throughout as well. Yeah. Misty morning. Reminds me of a song Bob Marley sang. It's a misty morning. Well, Business Sense brought to you by ADB. Talk to them for a variety of personal loans, including top-up loans, revamped, revitalized, reduced interest rate loans, longer tenor loans. Call us on 0302-224043 or 0302-2101-210. This review is coming up shortly. Then we jump into the business news at 7. There's also sports news. England. You know, somebody was asking me, how do you become man of the match by playing 10 minutes? I you know, I don't know about you, but football has so many lessons. You know, maybe one day we should do a show on what football teaches us. What football teaches us. For example, the decline of Asante Kotoko and Hearts of Folk teaches us a lot, right? I mean, when I was young, it was Hearts and Kotoko. Today, I don't know, they are struggling, right? Look at the league. Nanatu was reading Champions League. We have Samatex from Samreboy. Many of you don't even know where Samreboy is. Samatex. And then in Swatreman, they are going to the CAF. I mean, Kotoko and Hearts are nowhere. It means that dominance doesn't last forever. I mean, from my childhood to wherever, every day Hearts Kotoko. Every day Hearts Kotoko. Now they're really going through. So it means that some people who reign today, you know, even NDC, MPP, every day, Charlie, one day will come, they will be Charlie, Inswatrema will take over. Samatex will take over. And Hearts will be languishing at, is it 14th? Kotoko is 10th or something. So nothing is permanent. So that's a good lesson. And then, of course, you can play for 10 minutes and be the man of the match. So it's not about how long you play. So impact is not about how long you've been in the game, right? So Hurricane played from minute 0 to minute 81. And then Oli Watkins, this is his first game. Like, probably his first touch of the tournament. Can you imagine? And I think the coach is amazing to know, you know, so many lessons in football, like knowing your substitute bench. You know, it's not, you can win a game by the quality of your starting 11, but you can only win a tournament by the quality of your bench, right? And I think that that's such a powerful lesson. So you can do well because your main guy is great, but like if I'm not there, Caleb is there, he's a substitute, he does a great job, man. So it takes great, you know, Nathan would say it takes great attack to win games, but it takes great defense to win leagues. I'm going to change that and expand it to say it takes a great starting 11 to win a match, but it takes a great bench to win a tournament. So the guy comes in the 79th minute. He hasn't played the whole tournament, right? And then I don't know if he touched the ball. One chance, as they call 90, put the ball in the corner as a goal. And then, you know, the man of the match on the, on the screen is voted for by the people in the stadium. So
I see.
He's the man of the match, right? I mean, he determined the match. So, I mean, that touched me on so many levels. And, you know, he wasn't angry that he was... In fact, I saw Oli Watkins, when the penalty kick-out was done in the previous, he was congratulating the other guys. And he hadn't played, though. Meanwhile, Oli Watkins is the highest scoring Englishman in the EPL. Right? But they started Hurricane before him. Even they brought Ivan Toney. Oli Watkins didn't complain. And the commentator said they brought Oli Watkins because he's a good runner. Right. So with that tells you the coach knows his substitutes. So do you know your substitutes? Yeah. And deployed him in the 79th minute. Comes on, one chance, 90th minute.
Had 4 touches throughout the game.
Can you imagine? Oh, I want to be Oli Watkins.
It was beautiful.
I want to be Oli Watkins.
And the vision of Palmer to sport.
Oh God.
Being in that critical area.
Palmer was another sub.
Yeah,
can you imagine?
Right. So and apparently, he had said in his interview that he had told Palmer that he was going to set him up for a goal today.
They saw it in the bottle.
The two of them were coming on. And the story behind it is just, you know, like some...
Even the penalty kicks for England against Switzerland, all 5 kickers were black.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that even Cole Palmer, his grandfather is from St. Kitts and Nevis, so he's from the Caribbean.
Yeah. After they had insulted us the last time just because
Cole Palmer, what's the name of the guy? Jude Bellingham is, you can call him mixed race. His mother is black. Then you have Saka, who's a Nigerian guy. Then you had Ivan Toney, who's obviously black. And then
he was so arrogant with his penalty.
He didn't even look at the ball.
He was looking.
He never looks at the ball actually.
No, he never does.
That technique is serious. So he's looking at the keeper's face.
That's a very
Eden Hazard used to do it. So what you do is, so the ball is on the spot. You look at the goalkeeper. You're not, because once you look at the ball, you forget where the goalkeeper is and he can read you. So you look at the goal, you give him eyes, but in your mind you know where the ball is going.
This is mental toughness. He's telling the keeper that even if I don't look at the ball, I'll score you.
It takes another level of Vin Diesel to do that.
It's funny the way we all watch football. I just hope that when people are watching, they take advice. Because when I watch football, I learn many things. It's not just the pleasure of the game. Even, for example, the challenges in 50-50 situations. You can see a team's determination. Like when Turkey played against some team that they beat them. I knew Turkey because Turkey was so determined.
That's right.
You know, and when you see that determination, it translates into goals. So, congrats to England. They say it's coming home.
It's coming home. Yes, it's coming home.
We don't know. You know, I'll be happy for them. They've struggled for long.
It's coming home.
But the team I support, even though I have a lot of doubts over Gareth Southgate, if he gets this done, I think I'll raise my hand.
Look how he just did it. Look at his substitutes.
The point is that
substitutes.
That was great. So why is it that I celebrate it? But the point is that he's always had quality. So why has he?
But you know, sometimes you also need luck.
But thumbs up to him.
Sometimes you know you can do everything. I think that you getting to a final shows you're a good coach. Winning is more fine margins, luck, providence, anything.
All kinds of things.
So to do 4 semi-finals in 4 major tournaments tells me he's a good coach. Not being able to win, maybe the X factor is not there. So maybe he needs that X factor. He needs to get some prayer warriors.
But do you realize though that we have Ghanaians? So
Plato.
The Dutch, we have.
They even brought Robbie.
Yeah,
there were 4 Ghanaian
the Swedes had
names.
A Ghanaian. Gakpo was.
No, even yesterday's game, so Kobe Menu, who in my view was England's best player. So Kobe Menu is a Ghana man. Now they brought this guy. A guy called Broby.
Brian.
If you see his face, this guy is from Kumasi. When you just look at his face, you know, it's like when you see his face. Kodi Gakpo.
Charlie.
He's from your side. Then you had Memphis Depay. Memphis Depay's father is a Ghanaian.
That's right.
I think there's also Jeremy Frimpong.
Yeah.
And then the final, we'll have a Ghanaian playing a Ghanaian.
In Spain, who's a Ghanaian?
In Spain,
you don't have one. But Nico was born here.
Yeah. So Nico Williams is Nico Williams is a Ghanaian. His parents are from Ghana.
Yeah, they're from Ghana.
And then of course you have Kobe Menu.
Yeah. So either way,
we have won.
We did.
All right. This review is brought to you by Total. Let's talk about the incredible Petroleum new formula, the additive enriched fuel with its 3-in-1 action that cleans your engine, extends its life, and lowers your fuel consumption. Thanks to the cumulative effect of its anti-corrosion, anti-wear, and detergent additives, Petroleum's new formula also lowers your vehicle's fuel consumption while reducing CO2 emissions. And of course, Fidelity Bank is now saying that the Pan-African payment and settlement system is here. Send money to different people in Africa using this seamless and very secure connection. All right, so let's jump straight into the headlines. Rich Sky, what do you have for us?
Let me take you to the final newspaper, which says this morning 30.7 billion Ghana cedis revenue lost in 7 years to import tax exemptions and tax waivers granted to companies. So is that exactly a loss?
No, I think they should qualify to say if they could then translate what those companies gave us, it would be a more balanced story.
Right. Also, Bernard, this story that broke my heart when it came to my attention. Pressure mounts on police to speed up probe into death of Kumasi graduate. This thing happened in the western region. A very disturbing story of how the lady ended up in a pool and all kinds of claims.
A pool of blood or a pool?
A pool of, licensed swimming pool. Yes. Also, we're told inflation for June drops to 22.8%. Government pilots housing incentives for developers with SHC. And Access Bank's Waste is Useful campaign to impact over 150,000 school children.
You didn't read that well.
It's an Access Bank's Waste is Useful campaign.
Yeah, the way you read it sounded so way.
Really? Okay. To impact.
You are making it sound like the waste is for Access Bank.
So
Access Bank.
The name is Waste is Useful.
So the Waste campaign, is Useful campaign from Access Bank.
Yes.
Is impacting.
Yes. So Access Bank's Waste is Useful campaign.
When you're learning to write, sometimes they have to rewrite.
Anyway. Daily Guide here. Baumia Napo hit road running. That's on page 3. Minority security recruitment claims false. That's coming from the majority. Tetracore Energy to launch Ghana's first CNG mother station. The president is saying, free SHS, give me my stone. And you've made Tema safe, Mankralo to IGP. The
Chronicle goes with the ENI story. So ENI and Vitor fire blanks in court and failed to squeeze $915 million from government at the International Court of Arbitration. Also on the front page this morning, government completes 75% of 200 state housing homes at Amrahia. The Minister for Housing is here on the front page. And MPA donates quadruple GCMS equipment to GAIAC. Some other stories in the newspaper this morning.
Okay, the Anchor newspaper also has the KNUST story. 24-year-old KNUST graduate found dead in hotel pool while on business trip with her boss. Family demands justice. I don't know, maybe we should get into this and find out more. BC candidate delivers during exam. That's on page 3 of the paper. Baby in polythene bag burns to death at Kaswa. And dirty agenda against iron ore exploration begins as angry Asato youth obstruct prospecting in Oti region.
The Daily Post says this morning, vote for change to end the suffering of Ghana. Mahama charges Ghanaians. Also, Baumia and Napo will complete the destruction of the MPP started by Akufo-Addo, NDC Pro Forum in the USA talking. And then also anger on social media over Napo's Yokwame Nkrumah comment highlighting Akufo-Addo's so-called achievements.
The Daybreak newspaper says Beige Bank bought Forex from unlicensed company. That's according to a witness.
Okay.
Napo is saying they clap when you lie. I don't know what he means. Baumia is telling voters compare MPP to NDC records. Okay, compare MPP NDC records ahead of December elections, and MPA donates equipment to GAIAC.
The business analyst, finally from me, month of June inflation decreases marginally from 23.1% to 22.8%. Also on the front page this morning, 75 local timber manufacturing companies collapse. Whoa, Charlie, a lot is happening within the green space, huh? And then government will complete abandoned affordable housing projects, according to the housing minister.
Finally from me, the BNFT. Inflation dips to 22.8% in June, marking 28th 28-month low. Government revives stalled housing projects to address deficit. Insurance industry assets surge to 15.1 billion as coverage rises from 29% to 44% in 6 years. And on energy, GAEC amps up nation's nuclear power journey with Japan visit.
That's you all through. Let me give you a few more headlines from online. Atachian says the IGP leak tape committee's report anemic must be rejected. So this is pretty strange. The committee chairperson is not happy with the report. His signature was not on it, so we'll deal with that later. Bemboachi says government ignored ASEP's warning on the ENI Vitol Springfield unitization. And then Petroleum Hub compensation will be paid to affected Nzima communities. This is the CEO of the Petroleum Hub Development Company following comments about that. Now, Fifi Boafo, NAPO spokesperson, says his comments were not an insult, just a strong personal view. And then, of course, minority walkout during the vetting and, of course, approval of new ministers. And then there's a story here that I don't think the newspapers have done, and I thought I would highlight it for you. Wood shortage looms as 75 out of 100 local timber manufacturing companies collapse.
It was one of the papers.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll give you that in detail. So that's all citynewsroom.com. My journal online also is raising an alarm. Ghana faces dire hunger crisis as fish production drops, threatening food security by 2030. This is the UNER Dean. So it's timber and fish. Now, Dr. Johani calls for crackdown on fintech and forensic audits to protect remittance sector. Now, minority threatens protests over planned recruitment of security personnel into agencies, and then change or face the consequences. First-time voter warns politicians. All right, so those are some of the stories there. Ghana News Agency has a number of stories. SNIT saves 519 million cedis from cleaning ghost pensioners on the payroll, according to the DG. And then in other stories on the Ghana News Agency, year-on-year inflation rate slows down to 22.8% for June. And then we go to, let me take you to a few of our colleague websites. So if you go to Star FM, they're talking about Napo still. Napo Baumia ticket will struggle. According to Kobe Mensah, he also says that he missed an opportunity during his outdooring. And then compare NDC MPP record ahead of election, Baumia to voters. And then MPP's claim on Akufo-Addo's achievements, Napo's claim on Akufo-Addo's achievements baseless, according to one Professor Edu Jemfi. Yeah, so those are the stories on Star FM. BBC, Biden's bruising day sinks hopes Democrats will move on. So there's a growing chorus for US presidentials or the Democratic Party to change the man. And it's sounding very difficult. So we don't know what's going on there. And France is also struggling to form a government. Macron is urging mainstream forces to unite in a letter to the French, angering the leftist alliance. So all kinds of things happening in our world, people. So yeah,
safe world. Anyway, Bernard, let's take off this morning with security. Now, this story, tragic story from the Western region, troubles me. Page 8 of the New Finder has that story. Pressure mounts on police to speed up probe into death of KNUST graduate. And the story says the family of Miss Lois Abenakuranton is seeking justice and demanding answers regarding the circumstances leading to her death on June 7, 2024. They, along with the company she worked for, are urging the Ghana Police Service to release the findings of their preliminary investigations into the death of the 24-year-old Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology graduate. Now, the silence of
what are the details? Do they give it, Nathan? Are you following that?
Well, the Anchor newspaper has some details. So they say that the lady's body was found in the swimming pool of Chryslord Palace Hotel. Now, the body has been deposited at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital for autopsy, and like I said, it was found with no visible sign of injuries. However, sources say management of the hotel is there to provide CCTV footage of the place with the excuse that the cameras were malfunctioning at the time of the incident. Now, this development has left the family of the deceased, who, until her demise, purportedly works with a company called Icons Energy, suspecting foul play, and the family is therefore demanding justice. So,
has the police said anything since the story broke? Neither paper has anything on the police.
Not at all, because the brother of the deceased, George Boating, he said on Instagram, quote, "My little sis checked in at Chris Lord Palace Hotel in Anaji on the 7th of June with her boss and company driver. She was murdered and dumped into the pool at dawn on the 8th of June 2024. The police are not telling the family anything, not even an arrest. So these are things quoted from
they
this
believe
Instagram
that it's
page.
murder. That's what they believe. All right. Now, let me give you this about wood shortage. Now, Citi News is reporting that wood shortage looms as 75 out of 100 local timber manufacturing companies collapse. This story is by Daniel Odro-Mensah. Ghana faces the risk of spending millions of dollars or cedis on timber imports, as 75 out of 100 local timber manufacturing companies have collapsed due to continuous forest destruction by bushfires. Players within the timber sector warned that the remaining 25 companies in the western, north parts of the eastern and central regions are struggling to secure raw material for production, fearing imminent closure. Now, the CEO of the Ghana Timber Millers Organization, Dr. Kwame Asamoah Adam, highlighted these concerns in an interview with Citi Business News. He says, now, in terms of the numbers, the medium to large size companies, most of them have collapsed. So coming from a figure of about 100, we now have just 25 that are surviving, operating, exporting, and also providing employment. You know, whilst we don't support deforestation, timber companies are important because, you see, it's all wood is biodegradable, plastic is not. So it's a fine balance you need to run there. And he says that in terms of materials that are coming in, their quantity has reduced from about 1.2 million metric tons to now 500,000. The reduction in raw materials is attributed mainly to a decline in the production area. So we are losing our forest. Timber companies are struggling. Then there's also a story about fish. Let me just bring you that. Then you come to your Ghana faces a dire hunger crisis as fish production drops, threatening food security. This is my journal line. Many Ghanaians will experience hunger and malnutrition by 2030 due to an anticipated drop in national fish production, according to Professor Tiasi Edudin of School of Natural Resources, UNER. He revealed that the nation's fish consumption is expected to reach 888,000 tons by 2030. However, total fish production is anticipated to constitute only about 43% of total fish required. So, again, issues around overfishing and all the pollution.
Bernard, let's stay in industry. If you go to the Chronicle, the story about Vitol versus Ghana, here on the front with Maxwell Ofori reporting, says the two oil firms, ENI, Ghana Exploration and Production Limited, and Vitol Upstream Ghana Limited, have failed to squeeze a whopping $915.8 million from the government of Ghana at the International Arbitration Tribunal in Stockholm, Sweden. The story continues on page 3 and says that this follows the dismissal of almost all the reliefs they were seeking at the International Arbitral Tribunal, including an order directing the Republic of Ghana and its agency, the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC, to pay damages amounting to $915.8 million. Well,
you know, this is not accurate. The main relief was that the approach they used in doing the unitization was not correct. Yes. Then the other point is that the amount of money they were looking for, the unitization has not been done, and therefore you cannot charge the amount. But we need to put it in context so Ghanaians know the true full story. Yeah, and I also need to point out that the government had been warned about this 3 years earlier, that the way they were going about it wasn't going to benefit us. So we need to do the story in overall context, as you said yesterday, so that everybody understands what is going on. Everybody wants to put their own spin on the story to make it. Of course, we are in a difficult economic time. So the fact that we are not going to pay any money is great.
We'll pay some.
Yes, but we will pay some money. And if they go ahead with unitization in the way that they said they would do it, they calculated how much we're going to pay. So let's not overemphasize that point as well. So let's come to you.
If you go to the Daybreak newspaper, in the ongoing trial of Mike Nyenaku of Beige Bank, a witness in the trial has testified that the bank bought foreign currency from his company, which was unlicensed to engage in Forex. Samuel Gariba, who's a subpoenaed defense witness, yesterday told the Accra High Court, or the High Court in Accra, that he used to sell foreign currency to Beige Capital, which later became Beige Bank, and had known Mr. Nyenaku for over 25 years, with the relationship based on the buying and selling of Forex.
Well, the case is proceeding. I'm sure he'll be cross-examined as well. So this is his view based on his initial testimony. Okay. So let the story evolve.
Let me take you to the Daily Graphic. There are two stories I want to bring to your attention. The first one has to do with illegal SIM card business is booming. And the story says vendors and fraudsters are the main culprits. Now, the story by Kester Eburam Crunchy says an underground economy centered around the illicit sale and use of pre-registered subscriber identity model SIM cards is gradually expanding across the country. Now, checks by the Daily Graphic have revealed a web of vendors profiting from the trade, some of whom operate in the shadows of society and target busy markets or vulnerable communities with little awareness of the legal repercussions of using pre-registered SIMs, while others take advantage of the growing demand. You see, we have done SIM registration and all kinds of things, and the telcos are supposed to cooperate to ensure that these things don't happen, but somehow we're told that there's a whole business booming in the sector. But let me take you to another story which is disturbing. Armed forces record 1,300 mental disorders yearly. Joshua Bediako Kumsin reports this morning for the Daily Graphic and says about 1,300 cases of mental health disorders have been recorded within the Ghana Armed Forces each year since 2021. Now, the statistics show alcohol use as the highest among the disorders, with 70% of the cases being male officers. Now, the data is from the post-COVID 2019 statistics recorded from 2021 to last year. This is not good. Alcohol abuse within the military. Please.
Let's do some politics. Napo is attempting to justify his comments in politics. So if you go to citinewsroom.com, I am not disrespectful, I only speak the truth. Napo justifies Kwame Nkrumah comment. Story says Dr. Matthew Poku Prempeh, the running mate for MPP flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has justified his comments that no president since independence surpasses the achievements of President Nana Akufo-Addo. During his introduction in Kumasi on Tuesday, we know he declared that President Akufo-Addo's accomplishments surpass those of Dr. Nkrumah. Now, while visiting Tetrete Okwamwa Sechim II, Omaheni of Wasa Memfi at Wasa Ekropong in the Western North region. Is Wasa Ekropong in the Western North?
Wasa
Ekropong.
Well, in that region.
It should be.
Is it? Okay. I think Wasa Ekropong is in Western region. On Wednesday, Napo justified his comments. He also dismissed claims that he was arrogant, arguing that he only speaks the truth.
Okay.
Now let me quote what he said. For us politicians, we do our politics every 4 years. Nana Akufo-Addo, you have supported him to do what he can do in Ghana. Even when I said it, they have taken it wrongly. I say ever since independence from 57, from Kwame Nkrumah to today, no government has worked harder. So it's now it's now hard work.
But we heard him.
Yes.
So this actually.
Yeah. So he said now he talking about hard work. Meanwhile, his spokesperson is also saying that. Okay, let me quote his spokesperson. He's also saying something different. He said Napo's comments on Nkrumah not an issue, just a personal view. So the man himself says he said and people work harder, but Fifi Boafo, spokesperson of Napo, has downplayed the controversy surrounding the running mate's comments. According to Fifi Boafo, Dr. Poku Prempeh, popular known as Napo, did not intend to denigrate Nkrumah's legacy, but only express a strong personal view. So you put the two together.
Sophocles.
Hey.
He once said,
Philo.
all men make mistakes, but a good man yields when he knows his course is wrong. Repairs the evil. The only crime is pride, unquote.
Sophocles about Charlie.
I would have said something.
Let's move to
inflation. Page 3, BNFT says consumer inflation declined to 22.8% in June 2024, down from 23.1 in May, according to the latest Consumer Price Index report released by the Ghana Statistical Service. This marks the lowest year-on-year inflation rate the country has seen in 28 months, offering a glimmer of hope for the nation's economic landscape. And it says food inflation saw a marginal increase year-on-year, rising from 22.6% in May to 24%.
Food. So inflation is coming down, food they don't want to follow.
This uptick was particularly pronounced in the month-on-month figures, with food inflation jumping from 2.7% in May to 5.1% in June. Now, the volatility in food prices remains a concern, with items such as vegetables, tubers, plantain, cooking, called the cooking banana, and
cooking oil, and then banana.
Yes, and then Paul says it. I'm just reading what I said. Contributing significantly to the food inflation rate.
Right, pressure is mounting on Joe Biden as the Senate Democrats call for a new ticket. So, for example, a man called Peter Wells, who's the Vermont senator, is calling for Biden to withdraw. And then we also saw that Chuck Schumer is open to replacing Biden as nominee. So, President Joe Biden, this is Bloomberg now, faced mounting opposition within his own party. Wednesday, as a Senate Democrat joined a growing number of House lawmakers in calling for him to step aside. Vermont Democrat Peter Walsh became the first sitting senator to directly endorse replacing the 81-year-old president. Biden's disastrous debate performance has raised concern about his mental acuity and thrown his re-election bid into tumult. Now, for the good of the country, I am calling on President Biden to withdraw from the race, Welch said in an op-ed in the Washington Post, in which he warned about the dangers of another Donald Trump administration. Biden's position has not changed, and he fully intends to lead the party. He wants to lead the party into the election. He said on Wednesday, speaking on condition of anonymity, he's the one to talk now. While the president has so far avoided a jailbreak among influential party members that might make his continued candidacy impossible, the new calls for him to step aside, delivered by Democratic lawmakers and prominent Hollywood donors, underscore how perilous Biden's political position is. You know, every country needs bold men to stand up and say enough is enough. Even America is looking for men of principle in the Democratic Party to say Onukwa. Charlie, did you see his eyes during the debate?
Joey. No, he was
me, I think his family members
should talk to him.
You see, because sometimes the way you train people determines if they can tell you the truth. He can do other things. President of the US, it's too much. Charlie, he couldn't even. He was talking about COVID and he was confused.
Yeah, he was all over.
And Donald Trump was even in gear 1.
Yeah, that's right. It was just
Trump had moved to gear 2.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. Now, what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car. Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action. No, Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, they make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why you hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make I fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
And Access Bank. My name is Nashika Caesar. Coming up, Ghana imports $133 million worth of essential ingredients for food preparation and processing in 2023, recording a 48% increase. Also coming up, businesses should not expect any reduction or scrapping of taxes in the upcoming mid-year budget review. This is according to a tax analyst. And later, Africa's Center for Energy Policy, ASEP, makes strong case for government to review the recent oil field unitization case in order to safeguard the industry. The details of our stories now. Ghana imported $133 million worth of essential ingredients for food preparation and processing last year, according to the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA. This represents a 48% increase from the $89.2 million recorded in 2022, as detailed in the USDA's Food Processing Ingredient Annual Report on Ghana. The following report has the details.
The imported ingredients primarily consist of wheat flour, food additives and spices, bakery goods, food coloring and sweeteners. The report notes that U.S. export of food processing ingredients to Ghana rose to $2.21 million last year, a 52% increase from the $1.45 million recorded in 2022. This positions the U.S. as the 12th largest supplier of food processing ingredients to Ghana, holding less than a 3% market share. The report further indicates that imports are expected to continue growing due to Ghana's underdeveloped food processing sector, which struggles to meet the rising demand for locally produced food ingredients. The USDA reports that fewer than 200 agro-processing firms are registered and certified to operate by the Food and Drugs Authority in Ghana. Furthermore, despite the increasing demand for processed foods, inefficient production and the inadequate quality of local raw materials hinder the development of a robust food processing industry.
That was a Business Desk report. Now, businesses should not expect any lowering or elimination of taxes as the government readies itself to present the mid-year budget review to Parliament in the coming weeks. Already under the IMF program, the government is expected to consolidate a tax system to ensure that the country's economic recovery is not compromised. Market watchers have also indicated that it would be difficult for the government to introduce new taxes as businesses lament over taxation. In an interview with Citi Business News, tax analyst Francis Timorboy encouraged the government to find innovative ways to enhance compliance with the existing tax measures.
You look at the 2023 and 2024 budgets, a lot of taxes were introduced. Some of them have not even been fully implemented. For example, the 5% plastic tax has not been fully implemented, and government had to suspend it because of the concerns raised by the plastic manufacturers. So any attempt to introduce a new tax at this time may not augur well for business community. Again, you consider most governments try to avoid introducing new taxes when it is getting close to elections because of some political considerations. So these factors, I believe, will guide the government in the mid-year budget. The expectation is that we should have an enhanced compliance measures to boost the tax revenue for the existing taxes. Some have called for some of the taxes to be scrapped. For example, the COVID-19 levy. Many say that it's no more needed. However, if you look at the amount that COVID-19 alone contributes to government coffers, I don't think that at this particular moment, governments will want to take it off, especially when we are under the IMF program.
That was tax analyst Francis Timorboy. Now, the Africa Center for Energy Policy, ASEP, is making a strong case for the government to review the recent oil field unitization case and determine the next steps to safeguard the industry and attract the necessary investment. This comes as the International Arbitration Tribunal has issued its final award in the case of ENI and Vitol versus Ghana and Ghana National Petroleum Corporation. Positively for Ghana, the tribunal denied the claimant their monetary damages. The claimant initially claimed $7 billion but reviewed the figure down to $915 million plus interest by the end of proceedings. Speaking on Channel 1 TV's The Point of View program, the Executive Director of the Africa Center for Energy Policy, ASEP, Benjamin Boakye, called for collaborative efforts to secure the future of Ghana's energy sector.
What we need to do is to make sure that the unitization is right, it's justifiable, and Ghana benefits from it. So I'm hoping that they will do that. But most importantly also, there are processes in court in Ghana that the Attorney General will have to intervene so that the 900 million claim doesn't get activated. Because the more it drags, and Springfield holds on to that to win cases in the local court, that could trigger the consequences as has been laid out in the arbitral. The managers of the OCTP, Vitol managers, ENI managers, they all couldn't stay in Ghana because the courts were making contemptuous rulings against them. If we were able to address these issues, bring back investor confidence.
That was the Executive Director of the Africa Center for Energy Policy, Benjamin Boakye, speaking there. Still on the energy sector, the Chief Executive Officer of the Petroleum Hub Development Corporation, Charles Owusu, has emphasized the importance of leveraging Ghana's strategic location to accelerate the transformation of the Jomoro Enclave in a key petroleum hub.
What thing is the vision, what it seeks to do for the country and the continent, because it's creating about 780,000 jobs. Okay, so every politician goal is to give jobs to their people. Not even only jobs, it's going to put Ghana on the global map and also become a major trading destination. Remember, now Ghana is a trading hub. So if you have this energy hub, you are good to go.
That was the Chief Executive Officer of the Petroleum Hub Development Corporation, Charles Owusu there. Now, despite a drop in inflation in June 2024, the Ghana Statistical Service has identified several items at both the national and household levels that may require policy interventions due to significant price hikes. Data from the service indicates that prices of certain items have increased dramatically compared to the same period in 2023, notably food items such as oko, green pepper, tomatoes and other food and non-food items were among the top 20 experiencing notable price increases, contributing to the national inflation rate. The following report has more.
Data from the Ghana Statistical Service indicates that prices of certain items have risen over 40% compared to the same period in 2023. Notably, fresh okra, fresh green pepper, fresh tomatoes and garden eggs were among the top 20 items experiencing price increases. According to the data, fresh okra topped the list with a year-on-year inflation of 87.8%, while fresh green pepper ranked second with a year-on-year inflation of 71.0%. Fresh tomatoes ranked third with a yearly average price change of 67.5% and a monthly price variation of 27.1%. New entrants include oranges with a year-on-year inflation of 55.9%, garlic with a 50.1% price change, avocado pear with a 48.3% year-on-year price change, and cocoyam leaves with a price change of 46.5%.
That was a News Desk report. Meanwhile, economist Professor Patrick Isumin, reacting to the latest data released by the Ghana Statistical Service, says more needs to be done to tackle inflation.
In the second half of last year, especially from August or so, we saw substantial disinflation. That seemed to have stalled a little bit. So now we've been moving between marginal increases and marginal decreases, hovering around within the band of 22 to 25, 26. So it just tells you the disinflation path that we are on, it has stalled. The food inflation is more of a worry. It just tells you that the problems with food production still persist. And then, so I think it tells us that the economy is absolutely nowhere near where it should be. And there's a lot more work to be done.
Professor Patrick Isumin is an economist. Now, on the Forex market today, the dollar could be sold to you at 15 cedis 60 pesos. The British pound could be sold to you at 19 cedis, while the euro is going for 16 cedis 60 pesos. And that's it for the breakfast edition of the Citi Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goyle and Access Bank. My name is Nashika Caesar. Thank you for spending your time with me. Do have a great business day.
Beautiful people, we are live in town, soaking in the excitement about the partnership between Access Bank and Pops, revolutionizing the way people move.
Citi Breakfast Show. Citi Business News brought to you by Goyle, MTN, and Access Bank. Kickoff is next with Leshehu. The fixed deposit solution is your best option to watch your investment grow with confidence. With Leshehu's fixed deposit solution, you're not just investing, you're making your money work harder for you so you can watch your wealth grow. Don't settle for average returns. Join the investment revolution with our fixed deposit solution and take charge of your financial future. Call 027-004-0799 or send WhatsApp on 027-004-0733. Leshehu, let's improve life. And of course, good times start at Shell, where you can fill up on more than just fuel. From planning date nights to making your kids happy with the latest toy and ice cream, these seemingly little things make all the difference in creating lasting memories. You can fill up on love, laughter, and sumptuous bites and treats from our partner vendors. Juicy chicken, filling burgers, snacks, a space to unwind. You'll find it all at Shell. While you're enjoying yourself with your family and friends, your car also gets the love it deserves with Shell service station and a washing bay. It's a one roof for everything. So visit Shell today with the family. Kickoff is next with Bernard Abeku-Otri.
All right, let's get into it. Brought on in the 81st minute and gets the winning goal for England in the 91st minute. Oli Watkins is on the lips of every England fan. Big win last night over Dutch. And ladies and gentlemen, we are set for the final on Sunday. It's Spain taking on England.
Mainu. Palmer. England amid delirious drama.
There's more from the Euros in a bit. Plus, we look ahead to this.
I'll win more medals and I'll try and win some few gold and silver.
Osamens William Deborah repping Legon Sharks at the upcoming Channel 1 National Swimming Championship. Very confident of clinching medals for Team Legon Sharks. There's more, plus some tennis coming up. I am Bernard Abeku-Otri. Many thanks for joining me for the very latest in the world of sports. Well, let's get into it. And the Black Queens are in Narita, Tokyo, to face Japan in a friendly match on Saturday at the Kanazawa Gogo Karish Stadium. This match marks the beginning of their friendly schedule during the FIFA international window as the team prepares for the Women's African Cup of Nations set to begin next year in Morocco. Among the players in Tokyo is Mukarama Abdullahi, who shared her thoughts on the upcoming test against Japan.
Our focus is just the game. It's a friend that we all know, but it's a good test for us. It's a good exercise for the Queens because Japan is a very good side and they have rated like in the 10th or something, somewhere, 7th, yeah, sorry. So it's a good test and it will be great exercise for us. These games will keep us to wherever we want to be as players and as a team, so yeah.
All right, away from Mukarama to some swimming now, and we've got just 2 days to the start of the second edition of the Channel 1 National Swimming Championship, and co-founder of the Legon Sharks, Daniel Lopari, has issued a friendly challenge to the reigning champions, the Marlins swim team, ahead of the second edition of the Channel 1 National Swimming Championship. Opari declared that his team is ready to dethrone the Marlins and claim the title of best swim team of this year's competition.
If my good friend, Ralph of Marlins is already declared, has already declared, Legon Sharks as the winners, then so be it. We are not going to, Baltimore to joke. We are really coming there to, make a point. We need this trophy. Last year, it was taken away from us. This year, we want it. I know the GH Dolphins will not agree to it, but the water will speak for all of us.
Well, absolutely, the water must speak for all of them. Now, the Legon Sharks will be represented by 20 swimmers participating in both the boys and girls categories. Among them is the renowned young talent Samens William Debra, who is optimistic about securing gold medals for the Legon Sharks.
I'll win more medals and I'll try and win some few gold and silver.
Okay. What event should we look out for you in come Saturday, Sunday?
50 back, 100 back, 50 fly, 100 fly, 50 freestyle, 100 freestyle, 6.
Okay. Finally, before I let you get into the water, I'm sure you look up to Abeku Jackson, Harry Stacey, Giselle, and all these swimmers who have done big things for Ghana. I hope in some years to come you are also hoisting the flag of Ghana high.
Yep. Yeah, but I feel that I'll be part of them.
So event happening on the 13th and 14th of July. That's this Saturday and Sunday. 9 a.m. is the time. You must be there. It's happening at the Boteman Sports Complex at the Aquatic Center. And we're all going to be there. Well, this is the moment to uncover talent. Harry Stacey was at this level and now he will be participating in the Olympic Games for Team Ghana in Paris. So we are going to be there and there's going to be a lot of excitement to catch later this weekend. Now, let's do some other stories. And former Kumasi Asantiko Tokosiyo Nanaya Amponsa has ended his tenure as president of Moldovan team Petrocarb Hensti after 6 months. According to a statement from Samaritan Investment representatives of Amponsa, the departure was prompted by the discovery of unusual activities and a mismatch in vision. The statement also recognized and commended the achievement made during his time with the club. Let's move to Europe now. And of course, there's a lot to talk about because England will face Spain in the Euro 2024 final in Berlin on Sunday after a last-minute strike from substitute Oli Watkins sealed victory over the Netherlands. Gareth Southgate's side look to be going into extra time for the third successive game after Hurricanes' contentious first half penalty equalized a thunderous strike from Xavi Simons until Watkins strike. Here is the match winner, Oli Watkins, after the game.
I've been waiting for that moment for weeks. You know, it's taken a lot of hard work to get to where I am today, and grateful that I got the opportunity, and I've grabbed it with both hands, and I'm delighted.
Talk us through the goal.
I swear on my life, my kid's life, I said to Cole Palmer, we're coming on today, and you're going to set me up, and that's why I was so happy with Coley when I knew as soon as he got the ball he was going to play me, and you got to be greedy, touch and finish, and when I've seen it go in the bottom corner, it's the best feeling ever.
And the manager's had a bit of criticism for not making substitutions early enough. He's got it dead right tonight.
Look, there's been a lot of criticism, but at the end of the day we're in the final and that's all that matters. So forget all the outside noise, we're in the final.
And to sum it up for this team now, you've seen last-minute overhead kick equalisers, penalties, a last-minute winner tonight. Something feels special here.
Yeah, exactly. We've got that kind of bounce-back factor, going a goal behind, but it seems to kick us into gear, and we never give up. And we've won on penalties. We've come from behind. One more game now. One more game.
Ready for Spain?
Yeah, ready.
And fans were in jubilant mood after the game.
Just better energy, more attacking.
How is this performance for you so far?
Very good.
Why?
Because Jude Bellingham's on. That's the best bit about it.
Playing as a team, they're passing the ball, brilliant.
They're playing forward a lot more. It's nice. It's good to watch. It's exciting.
100%. This is the best thing we've had so far. And that is what it means. All of a sudden, Ollie Watkins from Aston Villa is a national hero.
Now On the losing end, Netherlands defender Virgil van Dijk says the loss against England is tough to take.
With the way also we've been playing the second half, I think we were quite good. Obviously against a very good England, we pushed them back. Felt like we could score. Obviously you don't, and then it's your dream. Our dreams come to an end, and it's very tough to take after such a demanding year and a tough tournament as well. But it's the reality, and it's very disappointing.
You look particularly frustrated with the referee's performance tonight.
Yes.
Anything else you would say specifically? I don't want to make it personal, I don't want to get you into trouble, but what specifically were you unhappy about?
Certain decisions, but listen, I think referees can also make mistakes, but we speak about that we can communicate with the referee and we can do this and that. Obviously, when I got the yellow card, that was unnecessary, but certain decisions didn't go our way. And
well, away from that, the United States of America have sacked their head coach Greg Berhalter following their Copa America group stage exit this month. They became the first host nation to be eliminated from the group phase after defeat by Panama and Uruguay. In the Copa America, Colombia sealed their place in Sunday's final after a first half header from Jefferson Lemar and Ernesto Lorenzo's men, a narrow 1-0 victory over Uruguay. That game was never devoid of drama after the final whistle. The loss to Colombia in the semi-final was capped off in extremely ugly fashion as Darwin Núñez fought with fans in the stands afterwards. Núñez was seen throwing punches in the video after the 1-0 defeat. He was held back by security as he stormed at Colombian supporters in Charlotte, North Carolina, with Jose Jimenez and Ronald Araujo spotted in the stands as well. A bit of tennis before we take leave of you. And Lorenzo Musetti called it a magic day as he beat Taylor Fritz in 5 sets to secure a Wimbledon semi-final with 7-time champion Novak Djokovic. Musetti fought back from a set and a break of serve down to beat American 13 seed Fritz 3-6, 7-6, 7-5, 6-2, 3-6, 6-1 in a thrilling quarter final. That'll be all for your sports this morning on the Citi Breakfast Show. Thanks to Shell, Leshero, and Zonda. There's more sports when you log on to citisportsonline.com. Later at 5 p.m., we'll come your way with the very latest in the world of sport. I am Bernard Abeku. Sports is life. Get involved.
be promotions and major discounts on our products to boost your pocket and your business. This month's activities will be capped by SME fairs on July 18th to 20th at the Tetekwashi Interchange Triangle and from 28th to 30th at KJTR Market. Don't miss out on an open invitation to gain access to top-notch solutions. Contact MTN today 0244 308 111. Energy has hit the road with some great choices to energize your vehicle. It's giving you more options to take you further. Watch this space for your choice. Go, young idea. The things you say today. Let's help you check your dream locations off your bucket list. Make your travel dreams a reality with Access Bank. Our aviation and hospitality desk is designed with you in mind. Let's help you book and pay for your ticket and secure travel insurance. Avoid the hassle. Book your next flight with Emirates, South Africa Airways, Air Peace, or Africa World Airlines through Access Bank. Our 55 branch network gives you convenience, easy payments, and security. Call 0800 0044000 for more information and assistance. Access Bank, more than banking. And good health. Billa of the Audit and Assurance Department of Deloitte, Ghana. A happy birthday from your country managing partner, Dan Okojo, and the entire staff. Koffer Crown and Diana Mobila.
This opportunity to say happy birthday to our former colleague and our colleague always, Patience Monweli Foley, formerly of 97.3 Citi FM, doing so many things.
Where did you get that millennium from?
Oh, that's Monweli. Yes, there's a way. Monweli.
I never knew that.
Yeah, Patience, Charlie, you are a big woman. A big woman. May the Lord God bless you. Continue to open the door for many, many more people. And your legacy will be celebrated in the fullness of time. Happy birthday, my dear darling.
Ben, I kindly announced to the world that today, 11 July, is the birthday of DL Nana Adjoa Kotecho Eshenru of Aditrom School Basic 2. She's a daughter that will put a smile on your face no matter what. It's our prayer and blessing for her to continue to grow in confidence, knowledge, and wisdom from us, her parents, her siblings, and the entire family. Happy birthday to DL Asian Rule.
Okay, Bernard, let me also do this one, which is coming in from Kafui. He says, happy birthday to Mrs. Stella Mawinyaga, who is the head of human resources at the Ashaiman Municipal Assembly. God bless your new age. Be sweet, remain forever a star in my heart, in my home, and in my life. It's coming in from your husband, Kafui, who is listening to us as we speak.
Bernard, today is the birthday of Michael from the Church of Pentecost, Bethlehem District. He's the head of media and IT. Good morning and happy birthday to Michael.
Okay. Please help me wish my wife Petra Christine Selassie a belated birthday. I pray for long life, good health from the Selassie and Woname family, from Derek Selassie, Selina Jifa, and Amanda Selikem. They are listening from Dresden. Dresden is in Germany. Ashfoam is your one-stop shop for all home soft furnishings. We're introducing a wide range of new collections of products to suit your homes, hotels, and organizations. Remember, a good quality mattress helps to reduce pressure in the body and promotes deeper, refreshing sleep. A perfect pillow supports your neck and aligns your spine and muscles. Ash Foam's bed linens combine a unique variety of soft and supple thread counts and treated fabrics to provide you with superior comfort during sleep. Call Ash Foam on 0243 200 729 or visit any of our showrooms. Be an Ash Foamer now. Ash Foam, feel it, know it. So which app allows you to transfer money at only a tiny fee using a Visa card? Do you know?
Tell me about it.
It's called Express Pay. At Express Pay, we keep falling for you. Our prices are falling. So send 100 CDs, you pay a CD. You send 200 CDs, you pay 2 CDs. And of course, when you send 5,000 CDs, you pay only 10 CDs. Basically, any amount of 1,000 CDs, you pay only 10 CDs. And we're doing this in partnership with some banks like Stanbic, EcoBank, Stanchart, Absa, Fidelity, FBN, Cal, First Atlantic, and GT Bank Visa card holders. Now, there's more. We're also filling your tanks. So yeah, spend 500 CDs or more to do anything on our platform, and then we'll give you, you could win free fuel. And you do this through your Visa card. So download the Express Pay app today for simplified payments, 24/7 customer service, tiny fees, and a full car tank. And if you're searching for the perfect blend of comfort, convenience, and community, look no further than Alphabet City, the premium gated community located at Sakumono. Alphabet City has luxurious 2- and 3-bedroom apartments designed to cater for all your needs. We provide the best of community amenities and environment to help your children grow. When looking for a place to settle down or a property to invest, Alphabet City offers the best blend of luxury, comfort, and community. Call 0240 111 119. Alphabet City, the ABC of home sweet home. VW, Volkswagen, is excited to announce its 40K promo campaign. For every T-Cross subcompact crossover SUV purchased, save 40,000 CDs. For every Amarok pickup purchased, save 40,000 CDs. Take advantage now. Ghana, drive Volkswagen. High while stocks last. Now, some of our models include the Virtus, T-Cross, T1, Allspace, Terramount, and Amarok pickup. Call 025-795-6688. I want to remind Ghanaians of this is just 2 minutes, and I'll come back to our main topic. You know, just reading a Volkswagen LPM and thinking about the 7 brands of German cars, all manufactured by Germany, and then reading a story this morning that our outlay on food ingredients as a country increased to $133 million, and some of the food ingredients are, you know, that now, then, by the way, that was a 48%, so almost 50% increase from 2022 to 2023. Food ingredients, right? So we're talking about additives, wheat flour, spices, bakery goods, food coloring. Now, the report then said that the reason Ghana keeps importing food ingredients is because of our underdeveloped food processing sector. Food processing sector, which struggles to meet the rising demand for locally produced food ingredients. So Ghana's population is growing. People are eating more. COVID-19, a lot of things were not planned. People were eating. There's nobody who stopped eating when COVID came. So feed yourself is a mantra. But we don't only eat raw vegetables. We eat processed food. So if you're doing, so let's assume you're baking bread. You need flour. You need certain things to put in, like margarine. The point is, we are spending more money importing food. So what I'm trying to say that beyond increasing agriculture, we need to develop our food processing sector. Because whether you're producing bread, you're cooking jollof, or you're even doing, imagine if you're cooking jollof, right? You still need ingredients to prepare the jollof. And these are value-added ingredients that make cooking easier. All right, so that's fine. I'm not even going to go to the health. I'm not having a health discussion. But the fact that the report says that our food processing sector is underdeveloped is a pain for me. Because when will you start manufacturing cars if you can't even produce food ingredients, which is easier? You get my line. If you cannot add value to agric to make people earn more money from the basic things they produce, can you produce a microchip? Can you produce a phone? Can you produce a car? Can you produce a... You get it? Basic thing like food processing, the sectors are dying. We need to remind this government that there are some priorities they have to focus on. The priorities, agric and value addition to agric. Most people I speak to say, oh, Charlie, we are waiting I think most people think from October or from September, they will adopt a wait and see attitude to some new investments in Ghana because of election. Okay. So what election does is election affects investment decisions. So if I'm coming to start a new company, sometimes you want to see how the election will go before you invest, especially if your project is politically exposed. Yeah. All right. But thinking should not be suspended because of elections. Do you understand? Thinking, so somebody can suspend an investment because of election, but as a society we shouldn't suspend thinking because of elections. We shouldn't forget the main issues that we need to solve, because the world is not waiting for you because you are voting. So if your food processing sector is underdeveloped, which is why I said yesterday that we can only to an extent say that this is politics. The fact that it's politics does not mean it should not be true.
Yeah.
So you can't say, oh, it's politics.
So it's exempt.
The fact that it's politics does not mean it's acceptable. That's how they've been doing it, but that's not how they should do it. Yeah. You get it? Because even if you go on a political platform, you should speak the truth. You should be respectful. You should also reflect reality. Because the reality people are facing is that 100 of your timber companies, only 25 are left. Elections or not. You get it? Your food processing sector is going down, elections or not. So the fact that you are voting doesn't mean everybody will say, okay, Ghana from July to December 2024, they are voting, so let's wait for them. People are going to WTO. People are making rules. When you go to WTO, people are always looking for advantage. 3 issues. Domestic support for agriculture, export competitiveness, market access. These matters are big matters. The fact that we are voting doesn't mean that countries are not maneuvering to make sure that their markets
get advantage
and we don't. So I think we should not say it's because they are doing elections. In fact, elections should make us actually put them to strict proof on what they say and get them to actually deal with the real issues. Because if your food processing sector is struggling, your timber export companies, only 25% of them are left. Your fish stocks are dwindling, and by 2030, you will face fish malnutrition. We can't do business as usual and say because we have elections. Elections are expensive, so elections have many negative effects. Fine, we have to vote. It affects investment decisions. Allocation of resources into productive sectors reduces because people are investing in winning power or remaining in power. Even decisions on resource allocations are not optimal. So you have $280 million to do transportation. You will use it to build roads in places that you think you can win, which may not be places that are viable or places that you can even toll to make money back. Yeah. So elections become a drain, forgetting about the fact that there are illicit financial flows in elections, and the kind of money coming in is not even being properly accounted for. So it corrupts the system too. So you have people who are criminals from different parts of the world coming to look for ways of gaining advantage by sponsoring politicians to come into office and then demanding favors from them. So in a sense, you're having it's a time of corruption.
Compromise.
Meanwhile, the world is still rotating. People are making decisions. So if I would say let's use the elections to get people to focus on the real issues. Okay? To focus on the real issues. And some of the issues have been highlighted in our newspapers today. So I'll come to the big story you want to discuss, but I just want to remind Ghanaians that let's not suspend our brains because of elections. Okay? Let's not suspend thinking, and let's not excuse misbehavior because of elections and politics. Because if you excuse bad behavior because that's politics, it will translate into governance. Because my argument is that bad politics leads to bad governance. If your politics is dishonest, your governance cannot be honest. If the system that brings you to power is corrupt, you cannot do you understand? If you have to bribe delegates to vote for you, what sensible thing can you come and do? You can't. So let's not excuse misbehavior in the name of politics. Let's have decorum. I was having a reflection today. Have you ever seen a chief shouting before?
Hardly.
A chief of any ethnic group in Ghana shouting. Don't they get angry?
They do.
Why do you think our elders give them linguists? Because a word of a chief is very powerful. So they want to be sure that what comes out is refined. And they also have the sense to know that one man cannot contain all wisdom. When I listen to the Otunfo talking, listen to the way the linguist, and you know this better than I do. The linguist contextualizes, elaborates, and sometimes even edits based on his knowledge of what the chief originally wanted to say when they met in the chamber. So we don't have linguists because chiefs can't talk for themselves. We have linguists because traditionally we believe that kings must speak with decorum. Do you get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So when Otunfo speaks or any chief speaks, so linguists are highly trained, highly respected. Highly. And the chief doesn't say, and the linguist doesn't sit on a palanquin, you know. But when the words of a chief comes out, because we believe that to rule, you must know how to talk. And I think the MPP have to seriously look at their running mate and speak to him. Because you cannot come out of the chief's palace and make certain comments and expect us to clap for you in the name of politics. No. Because president is also leadership. Vice president is leadership. And the leader must know how to speak. He has to take a cue from the Otunfo. Don't justify it. And people in the MPP must talk to him. That no, you cannot. No. You want to be president of Ghana? No. There's a way you have to talk. Because we in Ghana, talking is important to us. That's why we all have linguists. I even argue that the way we've structured our politics, I've said this many times, we have not resolved the tension between some of our traditional practices and the demands of a political system. I give you two examples. Our traditional system is based on consensus building. So conflict resolution, me and Sky can have a major issue over land. We will make our case before the chief. His decision is either final or I can appeal it. But I don't go to the chief's palace and be shouting at Sky. They'll say, I'm angry with Sky. I can shout about to Sky in my house. When we enter the chief's palace, the rules of court mean that I have to even get someone to talk for me. Because maybe me, I don't even know how to talk. When the chief sits in state to listen to me, now compare that to our parliament. There's a tension there. Because our parliament is built on the so-called adversarial system. Listen to the way they shout. And so as a people, development means you have to resolve the tensions between your practices, your values, your mores. Somebody has to come up with new rules, even standing orders that reflect the way we do things.
Yeah.
Because I don't go to a chief's palace and hear majority that shouting, minority that banging table. No traditional area, even the smallest, would that ever be permitted. Ever. But we say we've gone to school and we've gone to take the white man's method. And we say it's adversarial. So we've gone to Westminster to have a PhD. And you go to parliament and somebody is speaking and somebody is shouting from the back. They say they are backbenchers. So that's number one. That tells you that there is a tension between what we are trying to practice and how we live. Number two, chiefs don't shout. That doesn't mean they don't get angry. Leadership. So even the campaigns we do, it's funny. Right? Well, we say we are doing politics, so this yeah, shouting, Joe boy. Joe boy is usually mass mobilization people. So usually the labor unions, the service forces to morale for people to do the thing. Or yes, they can protest. But political communication and shouting and insulting is not really what we are made of. But we've adopted it and we've created this culture where anything said on a platform is allowable because it's politics. No, we have to reject that. So maybe this Napo will help us beyond Napo himself, that we are tired though. It's not, we don't need shout though. We need ideas. We don't need shout. We need credibility. So don't come and shout. Fine, you are speaking to your foot soldiers, but what does the shouting do for us? What is the benefit of that shout? What is the benefit of it? So let's not excuse talking down to people and disrespect and say he was doing politics. No, it's wrong. And let him not justify it by saying that we didn't understand him. We are not fools. We listened to you. We all saw what you said. We heard you. Now, if you speak and we have to now think 10 times to understand you, then means the problem is you, not us. So don't come and tell us that you spoke the truth and we misunderstood you. No. What you do is to say, look, Mankani, didn't you hear Akufo-Addo? Akufo-Addo went somewhere, the president of Ghana. He was speaking and he made a mistake. What did he do? He apologized there and then. Because he realized that the weight of what he said was Adunya. So don't go and now say we heard you speak in a way that was not presidential. So what you need to do, and what the elders of MPP need to do, is to say no. That's if they don't endorse it, unless they endorse what he's doing. Because we have to, you see, development is also value based.
Yep.
Respect, truth, honesty. So let's not excuse it and say it's politics. Well, it's been politics, and politicians have spoken like that, and we've condemned it. Politicians have said things that we've said, no, they shouldn't talk like that. So, where we are now, we should not excuse said behavior. No. So don't come and tell us that when you speak the truth, you are labeled disrespectful. What you said was wrong. The way you said it was wrong. If for nothing at all, Nkrumah is an elder. If for nothing at all, okay, he's an elder. So if you take Ghana as a continuum of time, the elders, why isn't he an ancestor?
Yes.
Why? Traditionally.
An ascended spirit.
Yes, he's an ancestor. So do you speak to your ancestors like that? Or about them like that? No. And what's the point of even comparing a current president to a dead one? What does that achieve? In the name of whipping? No. If we are demanding better governance, it must start from better politics. That's my argument. You cannot have good governance from a flawed political system. That's why they talk about financing politics. That's why they talk about transparency and expanding electoral courage. It must also include political communication. Because if you campaign arrogantly, you govern arrogantly. So let nobody be deceived. The MPP flag bearer needs to come again. He needs to speak in a way that is becoming of somebody who can become the vice president of a country. It's a very high office. Many of us who are not in politics, when you become a political leader, we defer to you. I was at Bema Camp doing a program, or someplace, last 1st July. The Minister of Defense is a civilian.
The KRPC.
No, the other one.
The Kofi
Kofi Annan.
No, they call it the Ghana Armed Staff College. I was observing
the Ghana Armed Forces Staff College.
They were arranging people to sit in the green room before we go and sit down. And the commandant said, this seat is for the Minister of Defense. So nobody will sit there until he comes. Most of these guys are older than him. Possibly more experienced than him. And possibly more accomplished. When he comes, everybody stood up and we made him sit down and then we started talking. Then the decorum and the respect. Why? Because we've all agreed that you've won elections, you are the Minister of Defense, and therefore we respect you. So politicians need to know that there are many professionals who can also do politics but don't do it. So it's a high office. And that's such a high office means that there are people who are professors. So, but you can have a minister who is just a first degree holder. When I'm black, I was Deputy Minister of Education. I don't think I had a master's degree, but there were professors who were VCs.
Yeah.
So if he doesn't conduct himself as a politician well, he may be in that position, but it will even be. Do you understand what I'm saying? So the political office, we've created a system where we elevate political power. So the people who have the power must behave in a way that merits the respect we've all given them. Winning elections doesn't mean you have sense than everybody. Or running for election doesn't mean you all of a sudden understand leadership better than people who have run companies for years. It's because of the system we've created. So you won election, so you are minister. Respect yourself and respect us. Don't think that because you won election, it means that all wisdom dwells in you. No. No. Our traditional system. That's why the chief has a council. And the chief is the embodiment of the people. He sits on that stool to represent all that we have gone through. But even he listens to counsel before he talks. And when he talks, somebody polishes it. Because when the chief's word fall on the ground, it's like egg. You can't bring it back together. That's what tradition teaches us. We have to think deeply about the system we are running and say, is this politics how Ghana, how can you develop? When traditionally you have a way, and I'm not saying that our traditional system was perfect, but it's what we are. I have not seen a chief eating in public before. It's not because eating is a sin. We are denigrating many things these days. Right? And I want to urge us to. This is the time for thinking. Let's not suspend thinking and say it's a politician. It's not. If we suspend thinking and claim it's politics, we are doing wrong. No. Let's and you know today we're saying Joe Biden. Somebody should talk to him. Somebody needs to talk to NPP running mate. Say no. Now you are the running mate of NPP. You can't do that. If you have to get somebody to write your scripts for you. If you are provoked, I'll tell you one last thing. Francis Poku, he gave a lecture and I was privileged to the moderator. 1st July. He served 7 governments. He's 83 years old. So I'll take what he says. He said, when he became National Security Coordinator, and this is the last thing I'll say, he got a call from Captain Kojochi Carter, who was, you can say, his rival, because Kojochi Carter was the intelligence strength of Rawlings, and Francis Poku is now the intelligence of Kufuor in a difficult time for Ghana. He said, Kojochi Carter said, don't be provoked. Wow. So that's what Kojochi Carter told him, don't be provoked, because your position is a very high position.
You wield a lot of power.
Don't be provoked. And of all the things he came to say to us, that's what I remembered. He said, don't be provoked. That's what Francis Poku said publicly to us about what Kojochi Carter told him. Don't be provoked easily. A word to the wise is enough. The highlights from online tech and social media trends on the Citi Breakfast Show. Caleb, what are the 2 sponsors?
Bernard, Telecel and First Bank Ghana. So with Telecel, we are saying that you get all that you want and need: quick and reliable communications, stress-free money transactions via Telecel Cash, where you get to transform your big business ideas into success stories with Telecel Business and more. Connect with Telecel and enjoy a world of endless possibilities, because with Telecel, there is no limit to connections. Telecel, connecting energies. And Bernard, I love what First Bank Ghana is doing for this long vacation. They are giving their customers words and experience to intern with their branches. It's called the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program. It's happening from the 15th of July to the 15th of September this year. You will gain valuable experience. So your children who are 12 years, you get to create the kids first account for them. Mm-hmm. And then for the teenagers, you do the who are between 13 to 17, you create the me first account. You deposit 300 cedis in there and you apply for the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program. They will experience 5-day internship at any of the branches. And then there is an essay writing competition. There are attractive cash prizes where they can win in the event. They are judged as one of the top 3. And then, so to find out more, please get to the First Bank Ghana Junior Internship Program by calling 0596 921 921 or email us at firstsolutions@firstbankgroup.com. First Bank Ghana, you first.
Nathan will tell us what's trending on tech and social media trends.
Alrighty, let's get into the trends following yesterday's. Okay, let me start with what you touched on. So, two things. Nkrumah and Napo are trending, for very, very obvious reasons. In line with that, Utum 4 is also trending. To some sporting news, so the names Watkins, Kobimenu, England, #NEDENG, Shabby Simmons, all trending from last night's very, very interesting game between the English and the Dutch. That the English won 2-1. They will take on Spain in the final of the Euros on Sunday. Palmer is also trending. In the Copa America, Nunes is trending and James Rodriguez also trending. Argentina and others trending.
So they buy him to install goal for him.
Yeah, he went to fight too.
And James Rodriguez is trending. He's lit up the Copa. 5 games, 6 assists, 1 goal. He's amazing. He's doing amazing stuff.
The man of the tournament.
Well, let's wait to see what happens this weekend when they take on Lionel Messi and in the final. Okay. To some music, and Joey B, Landlord, Sarkodie, Long Live King Sark, all of them trending, or #Sarkodie Day. I think yesterday was Sarkodie's birthday, and then he dropped the visuals of. He has a song with Joey B titled X. It's off his championship mixtape, and so yesterday the official video came out. So people were celebrating Sarkodie, the birthday, and the music video all at the same time. So some tech news quickly, and Samsung is saying that the latest generation of their foldable phones, I'm sure you've all seen the Samsung foldable phones, they aim to get more phone users with the aid of AI. Now in Paris on Wednesday, they had the Unpacked event, and the company announced updates to the foldable devices and earbuds, and they shared more details about the upcoming smart ring. However, the biggest stars of the show was the Samsung Z Fold 6. You know, the one that opens and looks like a tablet.
I need one.
Yeah, and then
pass me some.
If I get money, I go buy some. Not if when I get money. Not if when I get money, I will buy some. And then the Galaxy Z Flip 6. Okay, now that's the latest one they've brought, and people are talking about it. They say that this new devices are better. They've got better battery life. They run more on the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor, optimized for AI processing. These days, the phone companies are big on AI, so they're upgrading the processors to make sure they can better process AI prompts and all of that. So that's what Samsung are doing. They are hoping that it will get more people to buy their handsets so they stay in business.
Going
Citi Breakfast Show. Citi Breakfast Show now. The National Petroleum Authority is here to change your exposure to harmful smoke with the new cylinder recirculation model. With this fantastic initiative, you can easily switch to gas without the hassle. Visit any nearby exchange point and trade your empty cylinder for a filled one. No more long trips or waiting around to fill your gas cylinders. Smoke is harmful. Make the smart switch from firewood and charcoal to gas for a healthier, happy life. The message is brought to you by National Petroleum Authority and the Ministry of Energy. Whether you're an importer, exporter, or involved in any form of international trade, the Bank of Africa is here to provide all the needed support to make your cross-border trade transactions seamless. With presence in over 30 countries across Africa, Asia, North America, and Europe, we are well positioned to provide advisory and financial support to you. We provide tailor-made finance solutions such as warehousing, financing, discounting of receivables, local and offshore guarantees, remittance of export proceeds across the Waimu region, and more. Call 0302-429-333 or visit any of our branches nationwide. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner.
Now, whether you're speccing that old car or, making over that home, or you want to get a relaxing beach getaway, use your APSA card 10 times or more in a month, and you could be the lucky winner in the APSA Change Your Story promo. Earn extra entries by using our digital channels 5 times or more. And between now and the end of October, 5 lucky winners will walk away with 40,000 cedis each every month to change their story. Your story matters. APSA T's and C's apply. Hello Ghana, there's an exciting chocolate beverage out there on the market from the producers of Cowbell. Let me introduce you to Twisco, a wonderful chocolate fruit drink with a blend of premium cocoa powder and NF4. Twisco is available in 20 grams and can be found at your nearest neighborhood store in a delightful red sachet for only 1 CD 80 pesos. Start your day with a cup of the great tasting Twisco and power your dream. This ad is FDA approved.
Bernard, let me just use the opportunity to say happy birthday to Benedicta Kakra Kluche Messes. You said, Felix's? No, this is the other Kluche, God's time. Kluche Cyril, Kluche's wife.
God's time.
Yeah, that's right. Maup Gamma. Okay. That's right. So she works with the Ministry of Information in Accra. Previously, the ministry responsible for justice and also the Attorney General's office. Served as our girls prefect immediately after I left 3 Town Senior High School. In fact, we handed over to their badge. Wow. A fantastic woman, a beautiful heart, a kind heart, who is making a lot of difference in my own life because she comes from she's within the family, married to a cousin of mine. So today is your birthday, and all of us are celebrating you, including the likes of Gogo Godwin, WO1, and the rest of the team. So enjoy your day, Kakra. We love you so much. Yeah.
Ben, please wish my dad, Charles Entry Konedu, a happy 75th. We pray for God's blessings, great health, and long life for him, from your boys, your girl, and in-laws. Happy birthday to my daughter, Mabna Enyonyam Labia Aqua. She's 7 years old today. I pray for God's glory and preservation of her.
A few more here. Bernard, hello. Kindly wish Mrs. Benedicta Kaka Kluche of Ministry of Information. Okay, I think this what Sky just did. Apologies. Happy birthday to my son Maxwell Achu Ahovier from his father Samuel Yao Ahovier of Akwa. Happy birthday to my friend and colleague Dr. Barbara Jifa Obro of Anesthesia Department Kolebu. May God grant you all your heart desires. Have a good one from Dr. Biakro. Good morning, Bernard. Please, okay. Let's do some others. Happy birthday to my dear brother Kofi Hagan, Executive Director of Linen Services Limited. Wishing you all the best in life. Ato Hagan, send her through. City CBS, good morning. Today is my birthday. Today is the birthday of my friend Benedicta Mausi Amofasa Kodia of Bost and a past Ola Girl Poga year 2002 Vice President. Happy 40th DEM. May the 4th floor treat you graciously and may your blessings be uncountable. We love you dearly. From Lucy and the entire Poga 2002 year group. Happy 40th, Bene. Yeah, hello Bernard. Kindly wish my husband Prince Osei Banahini a glorious happy birthday from his wife Mrs. Obi.
Love that name, Banahini.
Alright, let's get into some quick comments on the points we've been raising.
Good morning, Bernard. You've said it all. If you campaign arrogantly, you will govern arrogantly. Bernard after 2024. Lambert in Dodoa. Mr. Fifi Buafo has a very difficult job on his hands. He had the opportunity to just apologize and move on. Listening to him on Eyewitness News yesterday was sad. Deep respect, Studio 2, for Napo did not exercise emotional intelligence at all. Tragedy. Florence from Tishinungwara states, we, respectful Ghanaians, hold our Kwame Nkrumah in high esteem. He has done great work for Ghana, Africa, and the world. Matthew Opoku Prempe, doctor, should continue in his pride. Sampa, very sad. Nana from New Drabbing. Bernard and Team A, good morning. Bernard, you have spoken well. Bawe Jani, Julius from Dansoman. Arrogant politics begets arrogant leadership. Bernard, your analysis is on point. Even politicians who came to beg us have mafiaed us and turned into Yentiobia government. Imagine how overtly arrogant ones will treat the average Ghanaians. Irabna from Spin, Texas, wondering. Napo is said to have sounded very condescending in his comment about Kwame Nkrumah. That may have come from his personal disdain for the man, but we insist it's not right. In his attempt to right the wrong, he rather doubles down in front of a chief. He creates the impression that he simply spoke the truth and people didn't like it. Not only is that insulting to our intelligence, it just accentuates and affirms the impression that he is arrogant.
Well, let's hear the man himself. So yesterday he spoke at the meeting with Tetrete Okwamwa Sechim, the second Omahini of Wasam Mfi, traditional area at Wasekropon. I still insist Wasekropon is in the western region, but somebody says in the western north region. But we'll clarify that. But basically, that's where he was. Here is Napo speaking.
Politicians, Yaman yourself, no, I am fee 9 na another down Kwakufado. Moktanechi. Ama, the Obitimia Ibia, Wakanda. Empo, the Kokaya, Zayajima Noesibone. We say Fizzy to Ghana, 1957, by from Kwame Nkrumah. Ebekane. A Benjian who are Juma saying another don't cook for Naja. What's this one? I say, I'm on yourself, I know, Nana. Who can the cry as well in Sunday? Who can try near Busamo? Mobaneme, Munaname, one fan tro, and they shame him.
So yeah, that was Napo speaking yesterday in front of the chief of Wasam Mfi. Let's hear his spokesperson now speaking on Eyewitness News.
To put out.
Well, Dr. Prempe said two things today. What he said was that the interpretation that has been put to the statement he made is inaccurate. However, he holds the position that the Akufo-Addo government has performed better than any other government we've seen in our country. So that's what he said.
Okay, so that doesn't really depart from what has been said. So he said that Akufo-Addo has done better than Kwame Nkrumah. That is a position.
Yeah, that is his position.
Based on what? What was the yardstick for measuring? What did he use? What touchstone?
So, Sanda, Dr. Prempe is a member of the New Patriotic Party. He has served as Minister for Education for 4 years. He is currently the Minister for Energy. This is a man who is part of the government. He has assessed what the government has done for the country. There are those who have also experienced other governments. They also hold a contrary view to his position, and they have every right to do so. What he said is his position, and he is not imposing it on any other person. And I believe that every other person, we all have our rights. We all have the opportunity to express our views. Yes, we consider the fact that our former president, our first president, the struggles he went through, the fact that he contributed to independence, it had nothing to do with the struggle for independence. He was basically talking about the performance of a government compared to another government's performance. Indeed, if you listen to the entire speech by Dr. Prempeh, the target was mainly about the NDC and the political opponent going into the next election. But of course, a lot of us believe that Nkrumah did so much for the country. And he says that if you want to compare, then the comparison is not with the others, but the comparison is with Nkrumah, and he holds the position that Akufo-Addo's government has done better than Nkrumah's government. It is fair for anybody to also hold the contrary view. But then, I think that as an individual, he's also entitled to share a position. You may agree or disagree with him.
So it's a view that is not necessarily factual that he shared yesterday.
You know what? It is a subjective view. Assessment of the government is one that it depends on who is doing the assessment and based on which metrics the person is using.
Yes, so that's what I was asking. What metrics did he use? So what sector did he? Because when you compare with NDC, usually do sector by sector. So what is the yardstick for this particular measure?
Of the performance of the Akufo-Addo administration. At least he has said as the Minister of Education. Yesterday, he enumerated a number of the things he was able to achieve as Minister of Education for our country. On the same platform, you had Dr. Bawumia, the flag bearer of the party, talking about the things that have been done by the government. You heard President Akufo-Addo talking about the things he's achieved as president of our country. Sanda, it is not an imposition that, the fact that Napo has said it means that he's forcing it down your throat. He holds strong view on that yes, the government has done well. If you hold a contrary view, you are free to also advance an argument to say that, no, I disagree with your point, and this is the reason why I disagree with your point. But the sad thing is that now people are not ready to offer contrary position backed by evidence to say that, well, we believe that Nkrumah did A, B, C, D, for which reason we believe that Nkrumah did better than Akufo-Addo.
Yes.
Rather, it is about the fact that, no, it's Nkrumah. Don't mention Nkrumah's name. I've even heard a statement by some persons who says they are members of the CPP, they have the right to do so, but they are saying that just the fact that he has mentioned Nkrumah's name, it's a crime. I do not believe that is a crime. And that's the more reason why Dr. Prempeh was making the point that, well, he doesn't feel intimidated to the effect that he cannot even express a view. If you disagree with him, yes, you can reduce evidence to that effect, but do not say that you cannot have a position, you cannot have an opinion. So what is the point in serving in a government when you cannot defend the government?
Very well,
the man has served in the government. He is putting out information which he believes that based on this information, I believe that our government has done better. If we have to go by the argument that we are hearing today, then it means that every other government should know that no matter what you do, it will not get to the level of Nkrumah. I thought we were striving for better things. I thought we seek to do better than we've done in the past. So if the argument today is that do not say anything or do not even do what can be compared to Nkrumah, then are we retrogressing or we are progressing?
So that was Fifi Boafo speaking to Umaru Sanda Amadu, attempting to, explain, justify, contextualize, not sure what adjective to use, what he was doing, but he was explaining. Now, let's tell you a story before we come to this food discussion. A hard-working baker makes the tastiest pastries. For years, she's had only one shop, but today we saw that she's upgraded to deliveries, all because after a conversation with Absa, she got a collateral-free loan of up to 500,000 cedis with a 10% annual interest rate. That's the best rate on the market, 10% per annum. So for budding entrepreneurs seeking the next chapter in their stories, visit an Absa branch to speak to someone to help guide you on your journey. Because at Absa, your story matters. All right, so let me just put back what he said. So because a couple of things, there's even a seeming contradiction between what the man is saying and what his spokesperson is saying. All right, so listen to what he said after he spoke at the. So this is yesterday.
politicians, yaman yourself no, in fee 9. Na Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Moktanechi. Ama di obetimi ayi bia waye wo Ghana. Empo. Iko kanya ze yajima no esibone. Say Frizi Citi Ghana 1957 by from Kwame Nkrumah. Ebekane. Abentie ni waye adwuma chain Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Na aja. Otiswa. Akwese abanyosep na ye no nana o kan no kra yeso wadi so ade u twantra ni abusi ama mo ba ne me mo nana ne me mo anfa ntro ene ehun ne shemi mu.
All right, so that was the man yesterday. He spoke at the Wasa Ekropon Manhinis court. Prior to that, Fifi Boafo spoke to Marisanda Amadou. Sky, so I don't know. You read something from Sophocles or something. Something. Sophocles.
Yeah, that's right. So he says, and let me just repeat that, Bernard. He says, quote, all men make mistakes, but the good man yields when he knows his course is wrong and repairs the evil. The only crime is pride, unquote. Now, Bernard, first of all, let me prefix my submission with an apology.
Oh, how?
Oh, no, I'll render the apology because I'm not a native. That's the premise of my apology. I'm not a native speaker of.
So what are you apologizing for?
Let me.
Your problem yesterday that you didn't understand.
No, not at all. There was a suggestion in the Honorable Dr. Matthew Okupe's submission that we have mischaracterized, we have misunderstood as a people of Ghana what he had said at the NPP rally. I operated and spoke so passionately yesterday on the basis of the interpretation that native speakers of Akan had told me. Now, if that understanding is wrong, then I apologize to him.
Oh.
No, hold on. No, allow me to make my submission. If that characterization is wrong, then I apologize to him. But let me now proceed to deal with what he said, even what he said yesterday, and assuming that what he said is correct. Look, let us be honest with ourselves. There is no way the NPP as a party in government now can say that it has outperformed all governments, including Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's government. It is an absolute fallacy. And he, the Honorable Matthew Opoku Prempeh, should not repeat that. It is an insult to the good people of Ghana for him to be presiding over a sector overly dominated by the achievements of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, to stand on a political platform and assert and before achieve that the government of the NPP, Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, outperforms Kwame Nkrumah in many areas. Look at it. The Akosombo Dam, which was opened under his reign as Minister for Energy, which caused so many people to lose their homes, their jobs, their businesses, their livelihoods, because someone did not manage the opening of the floodgates properly as to destroy people's livelihoods. He was the minister at the time. That facility was built by Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Without that facility, Ghana would not be where it is today. After 7 to 8 years in power, the government of Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo cannot say that it has established any capacity beyond what Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. What is the average capacity of the Akosombo Dam presently? In excess of 1,000 megawatts of power. How much has the NPP administration added in terms of power output? The best they have done recently is to relocate a barge that had been brought into the country by a former administration, not the Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. They've taken it to Kumasi. He is the minister for that sector. So if you make a statement that is not supported by the facts, Walk the statement back. That is what you do. I'm not dealing with him on the basis of what he said at the political, what he said yesterday, that in terms of hard working, the facts don't support it. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah led the struggle for independence in Ghana. He was put behind bars. He eventually came out to rescue our nation from colonial rule. The colonialists were depleting our resources, taking them away, and using it to build their countries. And after attaining independence for us, he said that that was not just it. We needed to build the capacity of the Ghanaian people to be able to govern themselves in a way as to make it possible for us to compete with the rest of the world. So he started with building schools, from universities right down to secondary schools. He built for us, hospital facilities. He built industry, expanded existing ports in some cases. Accra Temamoto to open up the port of Tema.
The schools, KNUST.
Where Dr. Prempeh went to school. Kwame Nkrumah built that school. He gave the black man an identity that till today is leading us to many areas of liberation. In other words, but for Kwame Nkrumah, if you listen to some of the things that Barack Obama himself said about the struggle to ensure that the black man was capable of managing, and if you like, mismanaging his own affairs, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah started it in the eyes of many people in Africa. Of course, there were people before him, and he celebrates those people, the likes of Marcus Garvey. Nkrumah did something far beyond the shores of Ghana. He said, making Ghana alone independent is not enough. So while he could have kept the resources of this country and said, let us pump it into only Ghanaians, he said, no, in some cases, let me give it to fellow Africans who are still in bondage. Let me inspire them. He brought people from across the whole of Africa to come and learn at the Kwame Nkrumah Ideological Institute in Winneba. The likes of Mugabe. Of course, later years he did certain things which are not acceptable. But the inspiration that Dr. Kwame Nkrumah provided led to the liberation of the black race in many respects. And he is still remembered, celebrated so many years after he's died. So when a man of that stature, which even foreign leaders who are great in their own right celebrate, when that man is exalted, he is exalted because he is a man who has achieved something worthy of celebration. I'm not saying that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the president, hasn't achieved anything. You can express an opinion, but if that opinion is not founded on facts, you are misinforming the people. And you should not repeat it in a way as to suggest that the people don't know anything. The people have a certain level of appreciation of what you have said.
But
you have gotten it wrong.
Beyond that, he even now goes ahead to make it appear as though those who are criticizing him rather love falsehood, and it is when you speak the truth that people criticize you, which I find quite...
With the greatest respect,
that
he did not speak the truth.
But there are so many problems on that, because even the fact that people were applauding when he said it.
Oh, you would expect some party people to do that. And you see, he's making the job very difficult for those who are to go out there and defend the cause of the NPP. Look, the election of 2004 is not about Kwame Nkrumah.
2004?
2024. It's not about Kwame Nkrumah. It is about whether the people can keep their electricity on, and whether you have increased the capacity of Ghana to generate more power. It is about providing solutions to the problems of the youth. Walk around the various embassies, and you will see Ghanaians standing in the rain, seeking to get out of this country because of the heat. Of course, there are people who are going out there to to increase their capacity in the area of knowledge acquisition, who have been employed in other areas. Of course, they're exporting their skills and all of that. But many are leaving this country because they say that, look, things are too hard, too difficult. You have to know somebody for you to get something. Talk about the military, talk about the police, talk about the SEPs. You have to know somebody to actually even get into these institutions. In some cases, you have to pay through your nose. The youth of this country are frustrated. So if you are seen as a fairly young leader, you should provide answers. You should provide speeches that speak to the problems of the youth. You should make concession that, look, we have tried our very best. Yet our best seems not to be enough. I was the Minister for Education. I tried my best. I brought you this far. We have made certain mistakes. But I guarantee you that as Vice President, I'll do A, B, C, and D to ensure that the promises that we are making to you are fulfilled. We have not seen that too. He didn't say that. That was not what he said. The best thing that occurred to him was to compare a government that brought us independence and which was violently put down, to compare that government with a government that took over from another government that the judgment was that, oh, you didn't do well, so let's change you. What has the MPP achieved for? Of course, free SHS. We can celebrate that. But Kwame Nkrumah in the 1950s introduced that in the north of the country. And many of the great intellectuals that have emerged from the north of Ghana today, who are doing many great things in various outside this country and in Ghana, were beneficiaries or are beneficiaries of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's free SHS in the north. So strictly speaking, the NPP can't even say that they introduced free SHS. It is absolute fallacy for anybody to stand on any platform and make that assertion. And in fact, people who were part of the consultative assembly will tell you that the inspiration to include in the Ghanaian constitution the F cube came in from Kwame Nkrumah of old. So if you look at a visionary of that size, when you stand before the name of Kwame Nkrumah, you should know that you are standing before greatness and you should defer accordingly. But to assert without any fear of contradiction that this government, as presently constituted, on the basis of the record that they are campaigning with, performed or outperformed Kwame Nkrumah is the greatest fallacy one can ever perpetuate.
And you know what makes it worse is the second day, because you can make a mistake on a platform because you are excited. But you've had 24 hours to reflect. So if after 24 hours you come back and tell us that we are misconstruing what we all heard, and that you said that the man is more hardworking, which even necessarily cannot even be measured, and then you go on to now add insult to injury by saying that, well, when you speak the truth in Ghana, people don't like you, but when you... So you are basically saying that not only are you right, but we actually can't discern between right and wrong. So it's an insult. Yeah. So I am saying that for me, it reveals that he lives in a different reality. And the fact that nobody in MPP could, between the day he said it at the Jubilee Park and the next day, or was it the same day? I'm not even sure.
No, the next
day at Wase Kropong, nobody could have a meeting to say, bro, this thing there, don't ever repeat it in your life. And that he had the temerity to go and restate and even now say that we are the bad guys. That he's speaking the truth and we, the people criticizing him, we prefer wrong. That reveals two things. Number one, he lives in a different reality. And number two, MPP itself has a problem.
Yeah.
Because I gave you the chief analogy. Yeah. The reason the chief has a council is not because the chief is a fool, but we have the wisdom to know that one man is fallible. The council, there says wisdom in the collective. Knowledge is like a baobab tree. Nunya adidoe. You get it? We all have that saying. So that council is supposed to say, bro,
you got it wrong.
That's not how you speak. And there are two issues here. There's the substance of what he said and the manner he said it. Right? So the substance was factually wrong and the manner was disrespectful. So to go to a chief and then to reiterate the point and then go ahead and tell us that we are the ones who like lies and that you are the ones speaking the truth, for me, it nails it. So just to wrap up, I seriously think that yesterday in the discussion we were saying he will not repeat that mistake because the backlash has been strong. That's what we thought.
But he's gone off on a...
So even beyond what we said yesterday, the party does not seem to have elders who can say, no, you don't do that. You know, Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, he became king. And there was a dispute between the young and the old about how he was governing. The young people said, you are the new king. Let them know that if my father did this, I'm going to do twice as much.
Scorpio.
The older people said, no, this thing you are taking over is a delicate situation. Speak to the people gently. Rehoboam chose the advice of the young people. Yeah. And the kingdom was ripped from his hand. And he had only 2 kingdoms left. So, I assess a leader by the quality of advice he gets. Or how he chooses to behave based on that advice. And the position of a running mate to a presidential candidate is a serious position. Let me go back to what I'm saying. Politics does not justify disrespect. It should not. We shouldn't create a class of values and a class of allowable conduct and put it under the rubric of, oh, it's just politics. So they go and ransack a court. Oh, it's because of politics. They go and beat up a journalist. It's because of politics. As if to mean that when you cover yourself under the cloak of politics, it absolves you of all responsibility. If politics is meant to organize and contest ideas, if it's done wrong, your governance will be bad. So and see, if your leaders have a reality that's so different from yours,
that is a problem.
That is very serious. That the world in which he lives, this government has so performed, is a world of superlatives for this government. Contrasting that to the agony and the calamitous management of the economy, it's shocking. Because at least admit that, look,
things are tough.
You get it, but the way he's talking tells you that what you are saying, that you are even struggling, he doesn't see it. Because for him to say that this is the most hard-working government or best government of all time, then that also means that this is the best time we've had. Because the logic is that the best government delivers the best times. So if this is the best government, then you are basically saying that we are living in the best times. Is that true?
No. Bernard, he's the Minister for Energy.
I want to...
The tour in his current shape.
Tema Oil Refinery.
What is it doing now? That facility is wasting away. Some visionary built it so that we will be self-sufficient in the production of fuel to power our economy. The Valco was a part of it. Now tell me, the government that built it and the government that is running it now, almost to the ground, where it is now only a receptacle, receiving fuel and storing it for some people, not refining fuel, and you are the minister of that space. Now, with the greatest respect, if you cannot celebrate the man, then don't even mention his name at all. You can put your hand on your chest and swear that you have done better than the NDC government, pound for pound. Debate that. But never should you, even in your dream, assert without any fear of contradiction that Kwame Nkrumah's government is subservient to you in terms of performance as an MPP. That is the fallacy on this day. It was the fallacy at the time it was conceived and said, and it is the fallacy today, and it will remain so. We should not glorify misspeaking. And you see, Bernard, Fifi Boafo is a great friend of mine. And we are contemporaries, you know. Look, yes, as a spokesperson, you speak for someone. But you see, you are also given the job of moderating the things that he has said. And you are also given the task of telling him in the face that, look, boss.
Are you sure that's part of his work?
It's part of your work as the spokesperson, because anything that is said which you have to struggle to defend, You need to tell the man that, look, I cannot be doing this forever, because at the end of the day, it's also it tells
your own
you as a person.
reputation. Yeah, your own reputation.
You understand? You can disagree ideologically with Kwame Nkrumah. There's no problem with that. But when, as a spokesperson, you defend something that is obviously so wrong, patently wrong, as to cause even the lamest of people to even look at you in a certain way when you suggest that, oh, this wrong is right, then there's a problem. So with the greatest respect, Fifi, I beg you, your attempt yesterday to rationalize what has been said is problematic. You said elsewhere that, oh, there was some issue with the submission by Dr. Prempeh. I thought that was a more acceptable way of trying to whitewash what he had said.
It didn't work because the man you are speaking for...
But you see,
leave Fifi Babo out of this. Because see, Fifi Babo went on Sunday and expressed his opinion, tried to tidy the thing up. That's not what we want. The man then went to a chief's palace and basically said that you like the lies. That's why you are criticizing him. But the people who like the truth, the people is saying it's true. So let's take out Fifi Babo. The man himself is not... That's the point. So as for spokesman, what can you do? He didn't work.
So you need to talk to him inside. And you see... No, Bernard, you see, all the big politicians you hear
in Ghana, the way we choose spokespersons, which spokesperson can go and advise his boss that he should stop talking?
Why not? Why not? You should be able to tell him that, boss, this thing you have said has created problems for us.
But can't he see? Everybody is. We are in Ghana. That's what I'm saying. You see, this is the other thing I'll tell you. Who you surround yourself with as a leader determines the reality you have. You get it? So the quality of a leader is determined by the quality of the people around him. And that quality word is generic. So if the people around you have created an echo chamber, all you hear is your voice. So one of the things you do as a leader is to make sure that you have reality. Why do you think some leaders in the night, they go and sit in a taxi and drive around town? Why do you think leaders sometimes they call their watchman, they call their nurse and ask questions? They want to know what's happening on the ground. Why do you think security people go and mingle with market women? They go sometimes to schools. You see, because they know that. Why do you think they listen to our stations? They want to know what the people, they want the reality. Because a leader's first job is define the reality so we can work to change it. So if your reality is that you're the best thing since sliced bread and that those criticize you like lies, then you live in that reality and you govern like that. Because in your mind, you are the right one and we are the wrong. In your mind, you are the most efficient government and the rest of the people didn't do that well. The trouble is when people around and people like the chiefs listen and don't say anything. That's my issue. That if you come and sit in front of me and come and justify, I said, no, bro. This one, and see, that's rather the truth. So a society that cannot say no. And that's why I'm calling MPP as a party. Are you telling me that the whole MPP, they don't know that what the guy said was wrong? And that they all, so it's only, so we are strange people. All the people who are shouting on air that what the guy said was wrong, we are strange. And the MPP there, it was okay. The manner, factually, the what and the how. You get me? So it's for me, it's a challenge for the reality of the party leadership. Is very different from your reality.
Yeah.
And that's a very important point, because if somebody feels and thinks that the complaints you are complaining, oh, you are NDC, oh, you are against, you are ungrateful, you don't have a sense of history, you don't know where we've come from. Those are the way they dismiss it. Oh, they say, as for this guy is NDC. As for this guy, he's young, he doesn't know anything. He doesn't know how bad it was. Oh, as for this guy, he's talking only about guy, he doesn't know how other countries are. So they use all those things to circumscribe and to, how do I put it, to illegitimize
to gaslight
your reality. That's the way. So it's like either you are opposition or you are too known,
yes,
or you don't know all the facts,
or you are not part of us. Bernard, you see, and I'm going to say this. I discovered how true this is when I got involved with the national security thing. You know, it occurred to me that even when we do reports about roads, people don't see it as we are highlighting the deplorable state of the roads and the struggle. Some people don't see it as we are highlighting the struggles of everyday people, so it gets done. It's about they are making us unpopular. It's about they are painting our government black. And that has been it for a very long time. And that's why I was really upset that our MPs want to get off the traffic we endure, because if they don't live our shared experience, there is no way they are thinking about us.
And you know, that point you make is a powerful point, because you see, yesterday someone made a point. It's not what Caleb Kuda says on About Town that determines what people know to be true. People only reinforces and echoes for the world.
But people know.
Yes, because social media is already captured. I have journalists, sitting journalists, whose job is to just film roads and put it online. They may not have the level of courage of Caleb. So when the mindset of leadership is that you want to make us unpopular, it is your governance that makes you unpopular. It's not Caleb.
We haven't done anything.
It's not my commentary that makes you unpopular. It's what you said. You get the point. But politicians seem to think, this government particularly seem to think that, well, it's like, oh, we are highlighting their wrongs. If you want a favorable view,
do the right thing.
Do the right thing. Just why do you think it's media that is almost like some agenda? No, the greatest agenda against the government is the way they govern.
Yes.
The manner they accept criticism, the policy choices they make. The numbers don't lie. Your record as an economy. Look, this is the first time in my life that somebody has taken my money without my permission.
Chopped it.
I put money in an investment. I haven't done anything wrong. It wasn't a risk. It's not men's good. It's a proper institution. Yeah. You announce that because of that exchange, you are going to convert an initially agreed payment to me, and you are going to market without my permission. And you reduce my investment that I am using to pay school fees. And you want me to applaud you because you are helping me to fill a hole that you created. I mean, how? How messed up is that?
You see,
and then you turn around and say that your government is the best thing since sliced bread. You obviously live on a different planet.
Never have we ever seen and all of us, Bernard, you are older than I am. You've seen a lot more. Have we ever seen a time where pensioners have ever gone on a demonstration before? They've besieged the premises of the finance ministry to ask
rain and shine.
People who are 60 plus, people who have worked, they have burnt the midnight candle, they have stayed up, they've excelled, they've given their lives to this country, either in private practice or public service. And in their 60s, they converge on the premises of the finance ministry, including a former chief justice. No other person than a former chief justice. And number what? 3 or number 2? Number 4. Converging on the premises of the finance ministry to say that pay us our pensions. Why? Because a government decided to absolutely mismanage the economy. And yet, when people talk, they don't quite understand. Young people went out to protest last September. Look at the reaction the government gave them. That you are wasting your time. Do something else. They say fix the country. They say fix yourself. Blah, blah, blah. And yet, when people complain about their realities, you get the opportunity to stand in front of Ghanaians and you say this. And you say that Kwame Nkrumah Numpo. Kwame Nkrumah is no mean person. The Kwame Nkrumah that you are disrespecting, go to other countries. They have more monuments of Kwame Nkrumah than we have here in Ghana. When we speak, you say, "Oh, the government has done better, and we live like this. The government has done better than anybody, and we live like this." Where $1 is equal to 15, 16 cedis? Is that it? Is that it? Is that we've done better than anybody? Where when you work, what you earn doesn't mean anything. What you earn as a paycheck, it doesn't mean anything to you. Because we've wrecked the country. You have mismanaged everything.
Anyway, so the comments coming in 0549986996. As somebody, there's a guy who texts me every day and he ends his text messages by saying the future is pregnant. You know, it's funny, guys. Every time you text the influencer, the future is pregnant. So I don't know what you mean by that, but the future is pregnant.
It will deliver.
So we will see how the future delivers. The future is pregnant. Alright, so time check 9:03 Citi Breakfast Show. I'll read some of your comments shortly, but let's read a few quick announcements, and then I will jump into that segment.
Okay, now you've closed from work, you're home, you want to sleep and relax, but the mattress is just not good. It's a reminder that you went through a shortcut or you compromise. Go to Latex Foam. They've got great furniture and great mattresses. They will help you enjoy your time in the house. Call 0302-231155 or visit them online, latexfoamghana.com. And remember, Latex Foam is your partner for life. Now, the best quality cement or the highest quality cement on the Ghanaian market is Diamonds 42.5R grade. Since the year 2000, they've made everybody happy in the construction space, whether you build or you make blocks and all of that. These days, they have the 32.5R grade, which is good value for your pocket. Find Diamond Cement in Aplau, Takrady, and Buipe, or call them on 0540 111 978. Diamond Cement, still hard as a diamond. The Breeze Ride app is here. Download it and enjoy. It will help you do all kinds of things. You can get free delivery or cheap delivery rates for as low as 15 cedis. You can fill your gas. You can do all kinds of amazing things on the Breeze app. Just go to the Google Play Store, App Store, download it and try it now. Breeze app. Breeze app. Breeze. That's the name of the app.
I like it.
Now, we are always at your service. Our name is Omni Basic Bank. We are always ready to assist you with 24-hour state-of-the-art contact center, and we are the fastest growing corporate bank and the bank of the year 2023. Our name is Omni Basic Bank. At Omni Basic Bank, we are always at your service. So call us on 0307 086 000 or 0302 758 555, or visit any of our branches nationwide to open an Omni Basic Bank account today and enjoy exceptional customer service. Omni Basic Bank at your service. Here's a love letter from the Ghana Revenue Authority. To all those who are withholding tax agents, including VAT withholding agents appointed by the Commissioner General, withholding taxes must be paid to the Domestic Tax Revenue Division of the GRA by the 15th of every month. Withholding taxes for June 2024 will therefore be due by Monday, 15th of July 2024, and you all know what to do. So taxpayers are also to note that in line with the GRA's cashless policy, both check and cash payments should be made at any of the 23 designated banks or the Ghana.gov platform or via USSD code *222#. We also encourage taxpayers to file their returns online via www.taxpayersportal.com. Please note that failure to pay tax by due date attracts an interest of 125% of the statutory rate compounded monthly on outstanding tax. So please note that the third-party checks require 2 days to clear. GRA can be reached by email on info@gra.gov.gh, by WhatsApp 0552 990 000 or 0200 631 664, or call toll-free number 0800 900 110.
I'm just sitting here playing the guitar.
lots of comments coming through on this issue. And you know, from a political communication perspective as well, as you were saying, it's almost like a lot of the things Otunfo has said has been drowned.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I think the biggest story is the Kwame Nkrumah thing, at least within the... Look, Ghana is a big country, so it's possible people are talking about other things, and I'm sure they are. But if you look at the media, particularly electronic media, this is a big topic. And I'm not sure the people who planned this were hoping that outdoing the running mate was going to lead to a conversation about arrogance and disrespect. I felt they were hoping to have a bounce from maybe putting the man in a light that would re-energize the ticket and make it look stronger. Right? Again, I differentiate between what the base wants and what the party wants, but generally, this cannot be advantageous for a political party to, because now everywhere he goes, this is what even if nobody says it, which is why yesterday he had to address it. So it's almost like it's the elephant in the room, where it's like, hey, what will you say again? And it doesn't help them. But as I said, politics is come full circle. And I think yesterday Samen said the politicians need to know that times have changed. What is acceptable in the Thatcher-Reagan years is not acceptable today. There are so many things we used to say and get away we can't do today. We have to raise the level of our politics. There must be decorum in the way we campaign, decorum and honesty and truth. Because if politics is just about lies and shouting, you cannot develop a country just like that. So it should be a bitter lesson for them, a well-deserved one. And if they are wise, they will learn from it. All politicians will learn and say, no, this is not how you talk to Ghanaians. Ghanaians are not stupid. Come and explain what you want to do to us. Admit you're wrong and tell us how you fix it. We are very, very forgiving. But if you take us for granted and you want to insult our intelligence, we'll punish you. And this is how Ghanaians are. We are not in 1996 or 2002. Okay, 2001, 2000, where because of the many years of Rawlings, there was a major upheaval and look, people say, you know what, it's enough. Now we've changed it a few times. Mills has come, Kufu has come, Mahama has come, Akufo-Addo has come. So now people have seen. So they want you to come and tell them how you will solve their problem, how you will be different. It's not even about what you will do. You see, our politicians are not listening to Ghanaians. We are not waiting for a list of promises. Who has the better English or the better plan? We want to know who has the better heart, who's the better man. They always miss it. They don't listen. When you listen to people, they are not saying, come and tell us a grandiose plan and explain it eloquently with all of that. That's secondary. We want somebody we can trust, because we've lost faith in the system. So instead of going and repeating a litany of promises, somehow they don't get it. And they say, we've done better than NDC, we've done. We are looking for people we can trust with the future of our country. And we cannot trust you if you will not admit our reality and you cannot be true to the facts. Because trust is earned, it's not a matter of right. Trust must be earned. So you don't say, trust me, because I say I'll do it. We look how you've done in the past. That's why people are pointing out things that have been done in the past and our reality. And your posture towards our reality will determine whether this guy gets it. We want leaders who get it. That's why they say he's out of touch. Does he get it? The British have spoken. They kicked out a government which for 14 years had various iterations of leadership, flagging the fears of the racists, voting for Brexit, and using immigration as a weapon. The left people got tired of that crap. And they said, we will change you, even though you are using all these things. You get it? But they never learn. They will because at the heart of it, they don't respect our feelings. They think our complaints are illegitimate because we are either too young, or we don't have a right sense of history, or we are ungrateful because you go to other countries and see how they are suffering, and therefore they are the best things. Forget it. Now the internet makes us see better leadership. We see Japan, we see other places, we know what is happening. And if you are not doing what we can tell, don't come and tell us that the leaders are from the people, it's the people's fault. If it's the people's fault, then let the people be the president. If it's the people's fault, why are you standing for power? It's like, oh, the Ghana is the people. It's like, what people? You, the leader, is the one who's not doing the work. So can tell us that the people. If it's the people, why don't we all go and sit in the Jubilee House and rule? Why do we select a few people to represent us? So don't turn around and say Ghanaians are difficult, the Ghanaians are lazy. It's our attitude. It's all of us. It's all of us. It's all of who?
Bernard, what's interesting here is I remember prior to 2016, there was this tag that was on President Akufo-Addo, and he and his team tried so hard to work against that and give Ghanaians the impression that he was different. Now, prior to Napo's announcement, even after his announcement or prior to his outdooring, that tag came, okay, he also came up with another tag, and people, his aides were working so hard in interviews and all that to talk about the fact that it's not what we think, he's a different man, you get to know him up close, he's great. And then on the day of his unveiling, then Charlie is for that way. But I'm also thinking on the flip side that it's good to know the people for who they are. I mean, we must not accept some things. We need to talk back to them and let them know that there is some threshold, there's some standard. Young people are looking up to them and people are learning from them whether we like it or not. The next generation of politicians are learning from how they talk. There's a reason why a lot of people want to be like Kufuor. There's a reason why a lot of people are following younger ones like Samia Uku. There's a reason why when you mention some names in the political circle, young people get excited because they inspire them. So the things they do, the things they say is also sowing seeds in the hearts of many young people. So when we are speaking on the radio to say that this is not acceptable, that is why we are saying so. On the flip side, I also think that it's good Ghanaians get to know who their leaders truly are so that they make the decisions based on what they really can afford to deal with. Because it's one thing giving me a difficult economy, it's one thing creating a situation where my life is difficult, it's another thing talking to me with disrespect. That one I won't buy.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Since inception, almost 100% of Ashesi University students have found jobs, started businesses, or gone on to graduate school within 6 months of graduation. From Accra to Nairobi, London to New York, Ashesi graduates are noticed and are leading successful careers. If you dream of a rewarding life and career, an Ashesi education prepares you just for that. Learn more about applying to Ashesi at ashesi.edu.gh. Remember, admission is ongoing.
I like my mind peace. That's why I go get my Bampo insurance from Holland Life. Just yesterday, my Abushapeni asked everybody to pay 1,000 Ghana cedis for a penny funeral. But Masa, Nukreni, and Mosomekura. My Bampo helped me cover cost of funeral and any disability cost by paying 2 Ghana cedis per Busumibia. A simple cry.
Yes, with as little as 2 Ghana cedis, you too can have peace of mind about cost of injury and funeral by simply registering with Mibambo Insurance from Holland Life. Just dial *269# on MTN or Telecel and follow the prompts. It's really that simple. Enjoy peace of mind today, knowing your tomorrow is covered. Mibambo Insurance, made for you.
Imagine a one-stop shopping experience for all things made in Ghana at the This Is Ghana Exhibition 2024. Get ready to explore the remarkable fair to showcase the rich diversity, talent, innovation, and mastery of made in Ghana products and services with the This Is Ghana Exhibition 2024. Channel 1 TV and Citi FM will allow you to immerse yourself in a vibrant showcase of authentic Ghanaian products and services at the biggest trade fair and exhibition for local SMEs, startups, research and manufacturing industries, homegrown businesses, and indigenous corporate bodies Ghana has ever seen. We shall promote, support, and patronize various Ghanaian products, solutions, and services that are redefining the views on indigenous products and their packaging across all sectors. The date is 31st of August and the 1st of September 2024. The time is 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day. The venue is the Accra Metropolitan Assembly Forecourt. Kindly call 0205-973-973 for inquiries on how to participate.
The This Is Ghana Exhibition 2024 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM and is sponsored by MTN, Coa Natural, and the Ghana Gas Company Limited.
Escape to Paduasi Valley Resort, where flavors come alive as we live life. Join us every Friday evening for our barbecue dinner and enjoy the juiciest of meat that melts effortlessly on your palate. Weekends are amazing with local buffets, live band music, and local drinks. Don't miss our Sunday brunch. Our chef specials and pizzas take you on a sumptuous culinary journey with every bite. Be it breakfast, lunch, or dinner, we've got it all.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at
and then later I'll be speaking to friends from Theovision who are organizing a very important media summit later in the year, in next month. We'll talk to them about that. Caleb will read a few of our comments for us. 054 998 6996. Fix yourself. The musicians are trying. They are dropping songs. He's actually dropped a new one too, which is pretty good as well. History is an interesting thing because even though CPP is not doing well as a political party, the way people have reacted to this tells me that people appreciate our history more than we give them credit for.
Yeah.
They know because you see, time is the ultimate test. When you list all the things everybody has done, some had more time than he did, and you can say, well, he was the first, so he had a lot of things and whatever. True, but even his worst enemies will have to agree that
he was a great man.
He had good plans for Ghana, and he did well. I had a voice clip of Kennedy Japan speaking on KSM's show, and KSM asks him, I wish I could even play the voice clip. KSM asked Kennedy Japan, is it that we've not had good leaders or leaders who care about the people, for which reason the country is not done as well as it should? And Kennedy said, Kwame Nkrumah was different. And he said Kwame Nkrumah was 200 years ahead of his time. This is what Kennedy Japan said. I don't know when the interview was granted. But in the video, Kennedy said he was 64 years old. So it's probably fairly recent. All right. So for me, whatever people say or do, history will prove. Look at the Champon.
Fullness of time.
I mean, some people can't live with the fact that you speak well of somebody who did a coup. I am really beyond that, because the point is, you see, by their fruits you will know them, and their works live after them. So we judge you by your works. Okay, so fine, we don't support coup d'etats, but the fact is that he was in government for 6 years. When a Champon is discussed these days, the discussion is very different from when it was 15 years ago. Do you understand? So my advice, do the work. If you do the work, and even if you have propaganda against you today,
in the fullness of time,
people will know.
Vindicated.
You see, time will tell, because time will test everything you do. Right? So when we discuss the Champon, we're talking about his works. Fine, they may not have loved his style or whatever, he came by coup d'etat, fine. But when you now look at the things he put in place, some of them are still there today. So instead of beating your chest and saying I'm the best, make sure you are doing enough that in 50 years when you are not here, or 100 years when you are not here, your works will still be speaking for you. That's the point. That's the point. It's very, very important that we don't let the immediacy of looking for political gain overshadow what legacy actually should be. All right? And if look, you can spin it, you can do a lot of things. But 50 years, 100 years time, people find, look, Oxford, you're Oxford. 100 years later, some people come and say, this guy,
was a racist.
The thing he did, we found additional files to prove that he was a liar.
And they pulled out your statue.
I know that nobody in history is perfect, and we should not overemphasize the evils of people who have died, because everything in its time, I know that. But time is the ultimate test of what we profess so boldly. And I always say, it's not how much you shout it, it's not how many people support it when you say it, it's time. So you can say it, I can go and shout, I'm a woman. Everybody says, I lost you, a woman. I will make noise, I will do a press conference and say I'm a woman. Everybody say, yes, you even call me Mrs. Avile. But it does not change the fact that I'm a man. I can even decide to sponsor a graphic front page and compromise all the editors. We'll say the host of Citi Breakfast Show, Mrs. Bernard Avile. And we'll all believe, and I can even go and do a sex change and call myself a woman. But at the core, eventually they'll say, this man was my father, he wasn't my mother. So I'm using, it's a funny example though. But that's how the Bible says you cannot do anything against the truth. So, and we media, we have to be careful. Now, don't become tools in somebody's hand, politics, It's a difficult job. Stay on the straight and narrow. Call black, call white. And then when you sleep, you can sleep and dream. You don't need to think about what you said yesterday, because that's what you said today too. So let's the truth is not relative. Truth is truth. It's not like, it's my truth, your truth, our truth. No. Let's not go there. So please, let's be true to the facts, and let's stop this attempted spin. Help us. Let's stop the attempted spin. Okay, Caleb, you have a lot of comments. I don't know whether Nathan.
Yeah. Let me help you.
Who wants to take a pop?
Me. Say me. This one says, is there any government that's ever giving a haircut to its citizens before going to the IMF? Great question. Haircut and then IMF. Wow.
Double whammy.
I'll tell you. This one says the PRO for Dr. Prempeh is infuriating us the more. Ghanaians now are not the Ghanaians these politicians knew some years ago. In fact, let him know that his struggling attempt at damage control didn't work. He's rather annoying us. And this course called PRO must be expunged.
Dennis Bo.
In our schools, Dennis Carly from he says that. This is, I've come to realize something after a long time of observation, that the worst job is to be a spokesperson for public offices and government institutions. You are sitting somewhere minding your business, and then suddenly you will be called to defend the indefensible. There are times even the spokesperson should be advised to say no comment if they cannot admit or confirm truth, or else they themselves lose the very currency of their job, i.e. credibility. Raymond Giddy from Tema says we are patiently waiting for the 7th of December to show Napo and the MPP where the power lies. Marquez says it's quite annoying when Napo released what Napo really said, and he has no shame. Just listen or look at how he was busting with his lies. Antiquity let antiquity down. Marquez sends that. This was why in sad times indeed, the choice of Napo is to tell us that politicians are just interested in winning power, and the MPP thinks no matter what, insofar as they have an Ashanti as their running mate, the Ashantis will vote for them. So where are the men? Justice in Konongo is asking.
All right. A few announcements, and I'll be speaking to friends from Theovision on the Church Media Summit that's happening in August.
Okay, this one says, where are you headed? Are you going shopping at the mall or buying fuel for your car? Or you're enjoying your favorite meal at a restaurant or getting home essentials at your favorite shop? Whatever you're doing, do it with an SG Visa card. It's the best option for payments for goods and services online and anywhere with a POS machine. To find out more on how to get one, call 0302214314 SG Ghana. The future is you. Eden Heights is a well-planned, secured, gated community with access to wonderful sports complex, Olympic-sized swimming pool, football pitch, basketball court, athletic and gym facilities, and they have 2, 3, 4-bedroom apartments and penthouses with the highest grade of finishing for rental and sale. They are behind the West Hills Mall in Weja. Call 050-153-1444 or 050-153-1445 or visit edenheights.com.gh for more details. Eden Heights, the height of modern living.
Citi Breakfast studio, I have the organizers of the Church Media Summit 2024. Theo Vision International Executive Vice President Theodore Philip Asari. Good morning, Theodore.
Good morning, Bernard.
And the team lead for communications at Theo Vision, Stephen Adoblosu. Welcome, Stephen.
Good morning, Bernard.
Wonderful. So, for those of us who don't know, tell us who or what is Theo Vision International? What do you do?
All right. Thank you so much, Bernard, and good morning to your listeners. So, Theo Vision International is a Christian non-for-profit organization, and our goal is to make all hear God's voice and be transformed. So, Theo Vision works in partnership with the translation agencies, Bible Society, Gilbert. They translate the Bible into text. So Theo Vision, what we do is to turn that text into audio, into the local languages of the people.
Wonderful.
And by God's grace, we've been able to record the Bible in 473 languages across 36 African countries.
No kidding.
Yes. And
473
languages.
Wow.
Across 36 African countries, because
there
are so many people across Africa that can speak their language but can't read their language to themselves. So the audio sometimes helps them read the Bible to themselves.
473 languages.
36 African countries.
How long has Theo Vision been in existence?
We are 35 years.
Incredible.
35
and it's a not-for-profit?
Not-for-profit organization, Christian not-for-profit organization.
That's amazing. So how do you do that? Do you have trained readers? Do you have to learn the language yourself?
Yes.
How do you?
So we work with the translation agencies. They have translators. They translate the Bible from the original Greek to the local language. So when that is done, we work with them to get qualified translators, and they serve as proof listeners, proof readers. We have teams that travel to where the language group is, live among them, and are able to spend some months there recording the Bible in the languages of the people.
So you are more into the audio. You don't do text Bible.
No,
that's not your job.
It's more of audio, turning the text into audio.
All right. So Stephen, let's talk about the Church Media Summit. What is it, and why is Theo Vision partnering to organize it?
Okay, so Theo Vision, as one of our core ministries, we provide training for people.
Okay.
Basically in the media and broadcasting space. So from 2012, we've been organizing a training called the Global Partnership Training, which we did for about 5 years. And then we've done church sound training for churches. We've held various media trainings for organizations. But the Church Media Summit is targeting people in church media. So we are looking at people who do the normal church production in church, live streaming. If you are interested in acting for either film or play or the stage, if you are interested in writing, if you are interested in social media, content management, and digital branding, the Church Media Summit is for you. So we are bringing together professionals from the US and across the world who have worked in the media space for over 40 years, who have experience in production and film. But these people are coming to train us in all these areas. So if you're a camera operator, if you are a vision mixer in your church, if you are a sound man in your church, if you're in the theater department, social media department, the Church Media Summit is for you.
So who are some of the resource people? Where are they coming from? And if you can also elaborate on some of the things. He did mention some of the things that they will be taking participants through.
Yes, so we have one, we are partnering with Phil Cook Media. Phil Cook Media. Phil Cook is a media professional who has won so many awards, and he was working in Hollywood, and he was one of the Christian filmmakers in Hollywood. So he's worked with most of the great producers when it comes to movies and all that. And now he has his own Christian organization that he targets, creates ways of training people, media people in the Christian space. And we are bringing him, and he's bringing some other team members like John Ondo, who has He has won how many Emmys?
4 Emmy Awards.
4 Emmy Awards, and he's coming down to have time with us and train us on, videography, photography, streaming, social media, how to create documentaries, how to tell stories, compelling stories, so that we can do what we are doing excellently, as the church. Yeah.
So, what form will this training take? Is it residential? How many days is it happening? What are the dates? Give me more details.
So the date is from August 15th to August 17th. It's a 3-day intensive training. Now, if you're in Ghana, you can come and go. It's at the Perez Dome. It's going to happen at the Perez Dome from August 15th to August 17th. We have some of our international participants who we are organizing accommodation for. But if you are in Ghana, you can just come in and go. It's going to be a 3-day. The first day is going to be an evening session. The next day, Friday, is going to be a full session with breakout sessions. And there's going to be a panel discussion, which is going to be moderated by Bernard right here, and Bernard is also going to have a session at the Church Media Summit. And then the last day will also be another breakout sessions where people can also expand their knowledge.
Stephen, this program, is it the kind that even if I just am a media professional who is not necessarily working in a church, will I benefit from it?
Yes, you
will. So in terms of the technical side,
yes,
is it that?
So, for example, Phil Cook's wife is a screenwriter who has written for various films, not just Christian films, but has written for movies. And there's another person, Laura, who is also a writer. So if you have interest in any of these fields, like I've mentioned, the digital space, filmmaking, acting, directing, producing, documentary, film, even if you're a journalist, you can come and learn how to interview people, skills in interviewing people, both in front of the camera and behind the camera. And these are all skills that people who are in the space generally, not just in the church, can come and benefit.
How do you register, and what are the details in terms of doing that?
Okay, so if you want to register for the Church Media Summit, you can call this number and we'll help you register. 0246 292 091. 0246 292 091, and then a representative will help you register. It's going for 600 Ghana cedis per head, and if you are coming with your media teams, there's also a discount to that. So you can call the number and they will take you through the process, or you can also visit our website. You see the details. We have a handbook talking about the profiles of all the facilitators coming. It's on our website. You can visit our website, www.theovision.org.
Do I need to bring a computer or any of my devices?
No.
It's not. No. It's not like a sort of working. I get it. Yeah. So 02462929091 to register. When is the deadline? Because the event.
The deadline is ending of this month, 30th July.
And the event is August 15th to August 17th.
Yes.
At the Perez Dome for 3 days.
3 days, yes.
And Bernard, there'll be practical sessions. Yes. So you have hands-on experience. They'll teach you how to edit. They'll teach you how to handle the camera. So don't think it's just going to be
talk.
Coming to sit down and listen. You have experience practicing some of the things.
How was Theovision able to bring these people? What's you're an African organization?
Yes.
you have roots everywhere.
Yes. So we are 35 years and we have a lot of contacts. And our founder, Reverend Dr. Theodore Mensah Asare, was in Bible school in Nigeria with the late Archbishop Benson Idahosa. So working and traveling with him, and we've been able to get connections, and we've been able to work with some of the best when it comes to Christian media.
Wonderful.
So the people coming are good friends of ours, and we've seen their work. Our founder has done some work with them, and that's how we got the opportunity and the honor to bring them to Ghana to run this training.
Wonderful. So if you want to be part of the Church Media Summit, you know what to do. Call 02462929091. You have up till end of July to do this. It's a 3-day summit, workshop training, organized by Theovision in partnership with Phil Cook Media. How many people is he coming with?
It's coming with 6.
Wow.
6 people.
These include people who are into editing, screenwriting, production.
Right.
Very, very important. So for TV stations,
non-profit
online portals,
online, YouTuber. If you're in the media space, this summit is for you.
And of course, churches can register their
media teams
to come and learn how to. Of course, there will also be the ethics of media, because it's not just the content, but also being true and being honest.
Yes.
And all of those things.
And you'll be taking that session, sir.
Not easy. 9:45. Thank you very much, Theodore Philip Asari, Executive Vice President, Theovision International, and Stephen Adoblosu, Team Lead for Communications, Theovision International. Waterman Sports Complex from 9 a.m. Well, we're promoting sport, we're promoting swimming, and we are working with the National Swimming Association.
World gone crazy. Who's gonna save it?
Or the Ghana Swimming Association, sponsored by Spring Consult and Piva Beverages.
An innocent life wasted.
Entry is free for spectators.
World gone crazy.
We have teams from different parts of the country, Tema, Kumasi, and Accra, competing in many specific disciplines of swimming, or categories rather of swimming. So just join us on television or join us at the Boteman Sports Complex. A beautiful place to visit, by the way. We go win. In my neck of the woods.
As long as we stick together.
Now, we also spoke about Ghana importing all these things. We want to speak about production in Ghana.
The world gone crazy.
We are talking about the This is Ghana exhibition.
TIG.
A one-stop shop experience for all things made in Ghana. Get ready to explore the remarkable fair to showcase the rich diversity, talent, innovation, and mastery of made in Ghana products and services with the This is Ghana exhibition. Now we'll allow you to immerse yourself in a vibrant showcase of authentic Ghanaian products and services in the biggest trade fair exhibition for local SME startups, research and manufacturing industries, homegrown businesses, and indigenous corporates. We will promote, support, and patronize various Ghanaian products, solutions, and services that are redefining the views on indigenous products. It's August 31 to 1st September 2024 from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day at the AMA. Call 0205-973-973 for inquiries about how to participate in the This is Ghana exhibition. The This is Ghana, powered by Channel 1 and supported by Citi FM.
It's yours and yours is
Alright, so Nathan, let's talk about football.
supposed to be. Take care of
The
me.
Euros have come into, it's funny, look, we like European sports, we like Ghana sports, whatever. This is not a dull summer.
No, not at all.
Because after the Euros, the Olympic Games
Games will start on the 26th of July.
So we're very close.
Yes.
Probably 2 weeks from today. What's been your impression of the teams in the Euros? So let's start with Spain.
Well, yes, I did not.
Were they favorites from the beginning?
No.
Germany, France.
Germany, France were the big names. To an extent, the Italians, even though they had changed their squad. England were seen
so
as
Germany, France, Italy, and England
were seen as big favorites. For the Spanish team, a lot of people were concerned about Luis de la Fuente's relative inexperience at this level. The only thing he had under his belt was coaching the Spanish Olympic team from the last games, and then he was given this job. So many people wondered, what would Spain do? There were questions over Alvaro Morata, whether or not he'll be able to lead the team. But the rest, there was potential. They looked at players like Pedri, Nico Williams, Lamine Yamal.
And of course, the Man City midfielder, Rodri.
Yes, Rodri, yes. So they felt that Spain would not have a problem playing the games. It's whether they would have durability and whether the inexperience of some of the players I've mentioned would not come to play. But they've surprised everybody. I've been very impressed with them. I think they've played...
Are they the best team?
Oh, I would say
by
so.
Performance in the
yes,
tournament?
in terms of just understanding what they want to do. The philosophy runs through. You can tell what they want to do. But they have other sides to them. Because if you look at, for example, the 2012 Spain team that won the Euros, they were a very ball-dominant side. What they didn't have was, say, an out-and-out scorer or a lot of width. But this team is very direct. Look at Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal. The wonders.
So they have more balance.
More balance. And then they've got several tools to hurt you. So there's Morata, they had Fabian Ruiz. But the player who has impressed me ever since he started getting more minutes is Dani Olmo. I think in the game against France, he was brilliant, popping up in very intelligent positions, knowing how to connect the attack and eventually getting a goal.
So Spain deserve their place in the final.
Yes.
Will they start the final as favorites?
They will.
Let's talk about England. Were you surprised they got to the final?
Yes, very surprised. Even though I support England, I had a lot of mistrust for their manager, Gareth Southgate. And I've said that a lot of times. Because I thought the football could have been better. Player deployment could have been better. But I think as the competition wore on, he saw reason in making some changes. Bringing in Kobe Menu to help.
To change from Gallagher's chaos.
Yes, to help Declan Rice. And I think Kobe Menu on the ball, very solid, knows how to break the press, and he gave England's midfield some tempo.
Yes.
Add that to Jude Bellingham's industry, the running around, the determination, and the lungs. And England, I think, when I look at what they've done and some of the adversity they've had to go through, coming back twice, winning a shootout, once you get to make a final...
You need to play good football to win a tournament.
Where good football means what?
Most people's England hasn't played well. So when you look at the performance, apart from the first half against Holland, most of the games have been they've been I want a word, they've been languid.
Yeah, but they've been functional. They've reached the final. So the point is this: tournaments are 7 games. You execute 7 different games to potentially get to a trophy. It's about winning. Some people can play well. So we've seen Spain; they get the ball, they dominate. So that's what they want to do. Some people want England to play that way because of the kind of quality they have. I think they have been restricted because of maybe Southgate's own experience and the fact that he cannot expose this team. Not expose, but maybe the fear that if you play in an OP way, you lose control. And some managers believe in it. Southgate,
I actually think that
France, for example, Didier Deschamps, and I've listened to several interviews of his where he's told people that you want me to play expansive football. I want the World Cup playing a certain way, and I will stick to it until it doesn't work.
I wanted to say, if you look at England, they seem to do better against good teams.
Yeah, because now they can actually play counter-attacking football. They will react to you. They will back off.
They don't like playing against inferior teams who because they don't have the key to unlock.
Very good. England traditionally have struggled to unlock teams, right? It's been there. So when they play against a team that would want more of the ball, they can back off, press, play on the break, and then it works. It's why, for example, I think that Southgate should have won the last Euros.
I know, which is why you keep saying you don't. But for me to go to 4 semi-finals,
just on the record, yes.
Prior to his coming,
he's done very, very, very well. Now, and even in terms of the penalty shootout.
So if I were to press you, you would say Spain.
I would say Spain start as favorites.
All right, let's go to South America. So Copa America, is this expanded Copa America has always been like this?
Every edition has had guest teams. It's because of the number of teams in South America. There are 10 teams in South America. It's difficult playing a competition with 10 teams. So they add all these extras, to help.
They've made it more.
They've made it more.
USA, Canada,
Jamaica. So
Jamaica. 16 teams.
There are 16. It's easier to run the tournament. It can run like any other competition.
So now it's North and South America.
Yes, they've added, and those other countries are guest countries. They are giving an invitation.
They should probably just collapse the two and join it into one. Because there aren't enough good teams in the CONMEBOL region.
The CONMEBOL region has got US, Canada, Mexico, and then the Caribbean countries.
That doesn't make sense. They should just join everybody to South America and do like Africa. Give them 10 slots. You get it? That would be more.
I get that. Maybe it's a conversation.
So now you have what's happening there?
Well, Argentina have had to, I would say, kind of struggle a little. They've not looked as dazzling as they looked at points in the last World Cup, but they are here. Thanks to a number of reasons. Players have stepped up. Lautaro Martinez. There was a particular game Messi sat on the bench. Martinez scored twice. Got them through. So other players are beginning to show a lot more. Colombia have been impressed with. They've always had a decent crop, but they've managed to get over the line. They went past Uruguay, and they've made it here thanks to James Rodriguez and the magic he's displaying in the competition. So we wait to see what will happen in the final.
Predict?
Wow. I of course, logic will say go with Argentina. They've got Lionel Messi. They do have the heart. You have to credit them. They have the heart and temperament.
They have a good goalkeeper.
And they do have a good goalkeeper. Who, when it comes to the shooter,
McAllister.
And they've got Alexis McAllister.
Really good defenders.
There's
as well.
Leo Messi. There are other players in the mix. So I think they do have a good team. But they will get a stern test from Colombia. The determination on the side of the Colombians is really good. Really,
ready
really,
for the
really
Olympic Games.
In terms of what, Team Ghana?
Ghana, yes.
Look, the team left yesterday. They went to France yesterday to continue their preps. I've read quotes and I've listened to the GOC boss, Benunu Mensah, and he's a little concerned that the preps have not been good enough. On the athletic side, they had the competition in Cameroon to prepare, but a lot of it, when you look at the African games, a lot of the runners were not at their best. They are gradually getting there. But it will take a huge effort to go and score big in the Olympics. If I look at the times that people are running now, 9.94, 990 and all of that, a lot of our guys haven't yet hit the peak. So we hope that they will make an impact.
And Olympic Games from 26th July to
26th July to I think August 11. I'm not too sure about
check the
it.
details.
We'll check the date. But yes, it starts in July and it gives us more sports to enjoy.
In Paris, France.
Yeah, the thing about the Olympics, sometimes there are so many things happening all at the same time. It's difficult to follow.
Even all African games are that difficult. There's so many things happening.
But it will be fun. It will be fun. Team Ghana will be. I'm just sad that again we don't make a representation in football. I'm so sad. The last time men's football or Ghanaian, we had a Ghanaian team playing men's Olympic football was in Athens.
Charlie, it's because
20 years ago.
we are not. Even the football we claim to develop, we are not developing it well.
So
we
we wait to see what the athletes, what the athletes will give us, the sprints and really.
Thank you, Nathan. Wetra. Beautiful song. Ending the show Thursday the 11th. Time for City News at 10. And of course, now we will take over with brunch. Good morning, Hawa.
Good morning, Bernard.